Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MiniLCS Summer Invitational 2026 on this sweltering day. I am, just to let you all know, I am in my boxers and that is it. I have an AC pointing directly at me, another fan directly at me, because this room is about to cook with the game that we are about to see. It is Mace Deck of Cards. What a absolute shit name for a team versus Nameless. Who? I don't know. They are all nameless. And if you didn't see in the logo, Mace, it's a bit of a homage to the Mexigods, previous team in the MiniLCS. But with me today, we have Sai, and as you can see, I'm here.
Hello, beautiful people.
But I am here because I think all of our other casters are cooked right now in this heat. Yeah, how are you doing, Sai? How's it going?
Well, just like yourself, I'm also in the UK, and Lord have mercy, Leona needs to take this goddamn sun right back to her. What the hell? I'm just like you, fellow UK guys, sitting in my boxes, wondering when will the sun leave us alone so I can have go back to my normal life. Because I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to go out the house. Okay, I've got a shop that's around the corner that's not that good. Like, it doesn't have that much of a selection. And then if I walk an extra 10 minutes, I have like a banging, like, massive shop where they have all flavors of Volvic, all of the fucking energy drinks. Yeah, I'm going to that first one because I don't want to be out in the sun. I've been drinking basic Volvic now. I miss my strawberry Volvic, man. What the hell?
Drinking basic bitch water over here.
Drinking basic bitch water, man.
What is the actual temperature? I don't know. All I know is it's temperature that is cooking, where parts of me are sweating. So
29 yeah. Today.
But 46 degrees, that's disgusting. But with that, we should be getting to draft very soon, I believe. I'll quickly list off the names of the teams because we have not seen these teams in the official broadcast yet. So, Mace Deck of Cards. We have Damien, one of our mods in the server. There is no bias here. In the mid lane, we have Dopey Main. Oh no, Damien, sorry, is the carry. He's the ADC. We have Dopey Main in the mid lane. We have Kavi in the jungle. We have Hakaru as support, I believe. Could be butchering that name. And we have Chameleon in the top. What a lovely name. And then over in Nameless. Oh, forget that. We're just going to go straight into draft.
Oh damn, here we go. So let's have a look. Bans have come out thick and fast, and where they're locking in Jin Zhao straight away. Whoa, what a nice blind pick. Now bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, obviously we've been seeing the recent trend of how Jin Zhao can have these crazy builds. You know, we're very used for us long-term players, the sort of ADHP build, but we have been seeing the rise of the AP shift.
Where did that come out from? I was never expecting that.
This is interesting, right? Because this is basically the power of Dusk and Dawn and Shiv, and that essentially he can proc his passive 3 times within maybe the first second. That being said, though, Jin Zhao's getting picked, and the Jax. Now that is a great pick into Jin Zhao.
Because once again, Jax jungle, or is that Jax top?
Regardless, just in general, because obviously this Jin Zhao can be flexed. We're going to assume that this Jin Zhao is jungle for the time being. I think Jax, I think it would be a bit weird to blind pick your top. It could be jungle, it could be a flex pick. Being locked in, answered back with a Karma Mel. Now, I'm assuming this Karma Mel is a sort of split this pick away from Caitlyn, right? Because once again, Caitlyn, she wants these heavy lane prio sort of lanes. So normally you pair her with a mage, you know, your Karmas, your Mels, your Luxes, just to get that shove in, to get that prio in. I wonder if this is a Mel bot or a Mel mid. I'm really interested to know once again, I come into these blind. I like to sort of like, I think once again, sort of like have the same perspective of chat, trying to figure it out. Velkoz's being answered back now. Once again, I'm going to assume this is Velkoz's support. This is Caitlyn Velkoz's bot lane into definitely Karma, not sure Mel yet. We're going through our second phases of bans. While we're doing this, Dark Lord, what bracket are we in? Is this Hardstuck, I believe?
Yeah, Hardstuck.
So is this that sort of gold to emerald sort of range?
Yes, that's correct, yeah. There's a, I think you can add in a master. I think it's the low tier master.
God.
Don't think any of these guys are master.
God.
Yeah, these are the guys that, as the naming says, they are hard stuck in their ranks. They cannot climb. This is it for them.
This is all upwards, boys. This is all you got. All downhill from here. So bans are coming out thick and slow, unfortunately. So we have a Yone ban targeted at the mid lane, Aurora targeted for the, I'm assuming that's the top lane, and then we're going to see 2 more bans coming out, once again targeting the respective roles that have not been picked out. Xerath ban, so mid has banned Vex, Xerath, and Yone. So just Yone just seems really weird there. That really caught me off guard. And then the last pick coming out from Mace deck of cards will be with us shortly. Also, by the way, that nameless logo looks awesome. That kind of reminds me of Ashen Pike. You know, the Mythic Essence skin?
Yeah.
That's that's a real vibe. Blue Band Syndra coming out, and there we go. Now, what is going to be... once again, I'm assuming this Jax is jungle, because once again, it's really brutal just to blind pick your top lane so quickly here. So I'm assuming we are getting solo laners here. Now, what do you play into a Mel? Oh, they're really dragging out the timer here. There we go. We've got the Victor. Okay, so Victor into Mel. So once again, for Victor, this is going to be a scaling lane. He's going to take his sweet time, lean back. Mel, on the other hand, is probably going to get sort of like a lot of prio. We're going to see if the Mel and Jhin, once again, Jhin likes to get in there, get aggressive, get quite early, and unfortunately, he can't blow up a Jax. If a Mel's behind you, I'm sure he won't be lasting too long. Now that we're waiting for Mace, a deck of cards, we've got an Annie here. Wow, this is loads of AP on the side of Mesa deck. Wow, a Galio would go so hard here. Just any tank now, because like Magic Resist, you're getting triple efficiency here. This is insane. They have drafted so... Then they're so mid-range as well. Like, Velkoz is going to be able to space these guys out quite hard. And Caitlyn's going to have an okay time, right? Don't get me wrong. Like, at the end of the day, she's an ADC. She can get flashed on. She can get face checked into, and so forth. And then we're going to get the Sion. Now, this Jax, right? This Jax could easily go top against this Sion, right? And you could pick a jungler here. But... we'll see what the final pick is for Nameless. The side of Mace deck of cards. So this team is so mid-rangey. Like, this is going to be so reliant. Like, you have to use your flashes aggressively here. And yeah, that's Mbessa top. That definitely looks like Jack's jungle now. So, team comps alone, if I was in solo queue, I would rather be Nameless, because there's so much more tools here. There's so much more, because you're a Mace of deck of cards is a mid-range comp, right? If you look at that comp, the minus sort of like the Sion ult, the Mel ult, these champions are all mid-range-ish. You know what I mean? They're all in that sort of like easy sort of like, I guess, flash range sort of, that's the effectiveness of their comp. Where if we go over to Nameless now, Nameless, you've got Caitlyn long range, Velkoz long range, Victor poke, you've got this Mbessa that got this great sort of like mid-range dance of her own. Don't get me wrong, she can get kited, but once again, assuming that she uses proper cooldown management, she'll be fine just dancing around on the outskirts and getting picks and then re-engaging with her R if she needs to. This Jax, now this Jax is good into Jinzhou. He's good into Sion. That's all he's gonna do. If this Jax, once again, obviously Jax very similar to Jin in the fact that he can also build AP as well, right? We are probably gonna see more of a traditional hybrid build from Jax, and Jin Zhao's probably gonna go the standard sort of your Conqueror, your AD, your HP build. So Jax, once again, Jax is looking great in the mid. Jax is looking great in jungle, and Bessa looking great in top lane.
I have a
mid lane. Looking more towards Mel. Go on, what's the question?
So I don't know if you and our audience have seen the recent interaction with Mel, where I believe it's Talia ult into Mel, or near the area of Mel, and Mel ulted and reflected it, and so created another wall across the map. Now, would that work for the likes of Mbessa?
No, because the Talia summons a projectile, and Bessa is the projectile. It's like if, for example, if Zac was to E onto her, she couldn't reflect a Zac-E.
But then, could she reflect Vel'Koz ult?
Vel'Koz ult, I believe not, because I believe Vel'Koz ult goes through Wind Wall.
Ah. Okay. I was just curious after seeing that interaction. You know.
Yeah, I believe that was
I don't think anyone actually realized existed. You know, what else can Mel do? Especially against this current comp that we're seeing.
Yeah, that was the LPL edit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The LPL editor's been going hard for like a good year now. With Mel, you're going to be able to reflect a lot of Caitlyn, a little bit of Victor, a little bit of Vel'Koz. But once again, I don't think there's that huge Mel value in the W, right? But once again, normally when you pick Mel, you're not really picking her for that W alone, right? Don't get me wrong, it's a great thing to take into consideration, but you normally wouldn't pick Yasuo for the win more, right? You're picking these champions more for comfortability and for execution.
Oh, quickly, everyone, if you haven't already, jump in the predictions. You know, let's get these predictions on. Who do you think will win game one? Mace deck of cards or Nameless? Vote with your Stimo coin points that you've got from watching, because you have been watching all of our streams. I know you have. And if not, why aren't you? You should. You should also hit that subscribe button, especially if you have Twitch Prime, because it's free. That's my ad segment. Back to you, Simon.
I was about to say, I just quickly dropped 10k down on Nameless, so
oh,
boys, don't let me down, all right? Once again, it's so fascinating commentating these games, because going into this, I'm on the opinion of Nameless. I think Nameless, they've got a really good comp here. I think the champions have the advantage, but then once again, when we get into game, you know, I don't know these players, right? These players could be knocked off their mains. These players could have picked up champions thinking that they're a good counter into what they're into. It's so interesting when you look at the theory of a champion versus the actual execution. And so I'm really excited to see what this Jax is going to do, because I feel like Jax has free reign over this game. One MR item, and I think he can just easily 1v9. Obviously, Victor, Vel'Koz, great sort of like in and out, but once again, you sort of do have... Getting flashed engaged on is something that catches a lot of people off guard, and I really want to keep track of Mace deck of cards' flashes, because if they flash defensively, that is going to be such a feels bad, because once again, you're in that short range. You're really, really into that short range there, and you're going to need these flashes to get these engages off. I don't think you can rely on like a Sion Annie to sort of start these fights off. Once again, going under the assumption that this is Karma Mel in the bot lane, I actually believe, now that I think about it, I think Annie's actually got a decent win rate into Victor. Let's have a look.
I'm looking at the op.gg of these players, so looking at deck of cards first. What am I seeing? This Sion in the top. That's a standard pick for the top laner, I believe. Support this Karma. Not seeing a Karma on here. Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong yeah, not seeing a Karma here at all. Annie, not seeing Annie at all. Or the Mel. So I don't know what. Well, they're just whipping this out. They just know how to play these players, or this is all new.
So we're just seeing a lot of deep picks here, yeah? I just realized that sounded probably mad. A lot of first time picks. I said deep as in deep into a pocket, but I realized that probably came out a little bit different, as I mentioned. We've got a Twitch chatter saying that Mel's comp should win with this Jackson and Bessa, as Jax and Bessa can't play into their comp. Once again, I think as long as the games stay even, and once again they have one defensive MR item, or maybe even a Sterux or a Death Stance, which is very commonly bought on these champions. Well, Jax, obviously, with his hybrid, he's probably going to get Hourglass. I think there's really... They probably will die, but I think they will get a lot of value out of their death, assuming that we see traditional play, which once again, we're in Hardstuck, ladies and gentlemen. We're in that sort of gold to emerald sort of bracket, so we may see some craziness. We never know. We may see a 5-man Annie ult. Think about that for a second.
Well, we did see some 5-man Nico ults the last stream, so I would have.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, they were beautiful.
I missed that.
That was a Weenie Hut special. That was from my former team as well.
Weenie Hut has been a absolute cinema. Is constantly being referred to all over the place every time we see that. Every time we see a stream from them. So.
And it was from my former team, Dagestonian's Death Squad. You know, my captain before. I've forgotten his name. God damn, don't hate me. Was just popping off with that Nico in the fights. So yeah, maybe this game we'll see something with the Annie. And I can tell you already, the Annie is mid. It's his Mel Karma bot.
Yeah. So in the bot lane, so once again, we are seeing a rise of mages. Mel's going to have a lot of value in this lane. And normally we see how Mel will take mages in general will take TP bot lane. So it's just like, what we need to see here is Mel's going to burst through her mana bar to push out, get a quick cheeky back, teleport back in, and then rinse and repeat. And then after that, she'll be able to maintain her mana, where Caitlyn has to get really, really, really aggressive trades in the early. Need to be able to sort of bully them out, get the lethal tempo advantage, assuming she's going lethal tempo. Where's the tuber champs? Oh man, I love how tuber's champs just constantly get a notorious record.
Hey, the thing is, right, that is fucking Tuber himself. So I don't know what he's saying.
So Tuber, you went from, what was it? You're a bad Seraphine player, now you're a bad Shyvana player, yeah? Okay, fantastic. We are into the Rift. Any beautiful skins? I see Black Frost Vel'Koz, and I see a Mel doing the Harem Shake. Okay, cool. Sure, why not? So, we've got Fleet of Footwork, Caitlyn. Okay, wanted to sustain through the laning phase. This is fine. Oh, we're getting some action in bot lane. A lot of missed abilities, but Vel'Koz has been choked out. Caitlyn needs to be careful here. Where she doesn't have lethal tempo, she won't win the extended trades as hard as she normally would. Undying Grass into Undying Grass. Oh, this is gonna be brutal. Oh, that trade in top lane. Yeah, Xin Zhao is going standard. Annie's going for the heavy burst build, and we have pretty much standard stuff across the board. Okay, fantastic. Oh, this Ambessa's getting some disgusting damage down, gets it returned. Meanwhile, bot lane just constantly trading aggressively. Potions have been burnt already. Caitlyn is low. This is a little bit bad for the Caitlyn lane, Sorry, just looking at Mel right now. Mel has barrier and not TP. So once again, not going by the traditional mage strategy, but I mean, hey, we need traditional if you can kill him. Level 2 hit by the bot lane. Alright, red side bot lane. Are they going to be able to convert it to a kill? No, they're not. Meanwhile, Sion has actually evened out the trades in top lane, as I don't know what we've been missing there. Loads of fights back and forth. Oh. Okay, cool. We're just constantly bouncing around here. Camera, stay still, please. Sion hit level 3. Oh, he doesn't fully charge the Q, and Ambessa won that trade at a 1 level down.
That's a big wave though, coming to it at the tower.
That is a really big wave. That was a really bad trade as well. Nice Q snipe. Nice double Q snipe by the red side. Okay, CS is all even at the moment. Ambessa's going to catch up. Sion is being forced to back. And wow, oh my god, I'm wondering where first blood's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be bot lane because of just how aggressively both sides are going back and forth. Caitlyn is low. Now, unfortunately, I don't play Mel, but I wonder if a flash auto could kill her, and they heal in preparation for that. That was dangerous.
So where do you normally play side?
So I'm a jungle main myself. So as a jungle main, I would be pathing towards bot because just in general, so unless you've got really good setup in your other lanes, you'd want to path towards bot. As Xin Zhao, you'd want to definitely gank mid because once again, Annie is just perfect setup. Jax is bot lane. I believe he is walking over a ward, so they are going to back out and not catch him. And Xin Zhao is going to be able to get the top side Scuttle Crab. Meanwhile, both Xin Zhao and Jax are on weird CS numbers at the moment. Wonder if they missed a camp. Meanwhile, all in on top side, and Bessa is losing this trade. She's going to lose her flash soon, surely, as probably Sion is going to flash after her. Oh, he chewed. The Ambessa greeded. The Ambessa greeded. That's the worst feeling in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Because you see that Sion, if you go back and check that, you can actually hear the audio cue of when Undying Grasp was ready. So watch this. We're going to see this aggressive trade. Ambessa's taking really aggressive trades here while she's been losing trades for some reason. And then here, pay attention to Sion's hands here. The moment it goes green, he's going to flash auto. Boom! It looked a bit buggy there for some reason on the replay, but yeah, that's what he was doing there. That is insane that Ambessa is having a bit of a struggle in this matchup. She takes a tower shot. I was about to say, if Xin Zhao could come top, this could bury the lane, but unfortunately, he is power farming, and he's going to get going into bot lane. Somehow, Jax, considering that Jax was, like, I think 20 seconds behind on the recall, they're both somehow on the same camp. Don't fully know what happened there. CS-wise, Sion is down a little bit. He's going to catch up. He's probably going to catch up on about 3 CS as that wave's crashing in. Meanwhile, everything else still pretty normal. Just the top lane sort of diff at the moment, but once again, still quite... Oh! Are they going to pause? There we go.
Now,
Okay, cool.
Looking at that top lane for Nameless, I'm looking at his history, and they have played him better.
-1.
A lot of the champion pool is mid laners, actually. So I don't know if this person is actually off-rolling. Yeah, a lot of it I'm seeing Syndra, Talia, Kassadin, Akali, Zed, Silas.
Akali wouldn't have been too bad here. Could have just freely farmed up and then just assassinated people in the team fights. What we're seeing here now is in top lane, once again in top lane, once you get a lead, it feels so punishing. Top lane is one of the most punishing roles, and Sion has finished his ninja tabbies. These days it's called steel toe caps, but we like to call them ninja tabbies here. And now this is just going to be really devastating trade. Speaking of devastating trades, once again the bot side of Nameless getting heavily poked in here. Oh, aggressive trade in the mid lane. Even though oh, hang on, sorry, we're going back up to a fight in top lane. Jesus Christ, these guys just love fighting at the same time. A fully empowered Q does land. Jesus. Going back to the mid lane, once again Victor's a scaler, so it kind of makes sense like why we take a long time to see that sort of damage come through. But the fact that Annie did a full burst and she's still losing, this is a little bit bad. This is, you know, Annie should be winning this lane, historically speaking. Meanwhile, Caitlyn flashing over, feeling himself. The Melt Reflect come out, Vel'Koz gonna defend, and just some of the spells just get wasted from Caitlyn there. Caitlyn saw an opportunity and thought, hey, you miss every opportunity you don't take, right? Meanwhile, Annie going for the all-in. He lives on one. Oh, speaking of all in, Vel'Koz laser. Oh, speaking of living on one. What the hell was that Karma HP? Okay. Can you guys stop having fights at the same time, please? Sion, don't stand still for the freaking Ambessa ult.
A summoner has disconnected.
Okay.
A summoner has reconnected.
Oh, not for too long, clearly. Oh. Okay, cool. See, here's... Yeah. So, here's the thing. Unfortunately, that has sort of made Ambessa catch up to sort of an even stale point. I don't think that's gonna matter. I think this Sion is doing such a fantastic job in lane. Respectfully, Ambessa, I think you needed it. Because we're sort of, from the looks of it, just from the laning phase, minus mid, it seems like blue team is doing quite well on an individual sort of laning side. Obviously, we'll see how these things change out in rotations and team fighting and so forth. But yeah, at the moment, if I was blue team, I wouldn't worry too much. Saying that, I can't believe we almost got 2 kills on Victor and onto Karma. Just literally just inches away of death. Inches away. There is a fight onto the Void Grubs by the blue team. Solo laners are trying to defend it. Jax is going down. Sion is coming here. We're getting a 2v2. Once again, this is the power of this Jax pick. Jax, his level 8 from absorbing XP, so he's, because as you can see, the camp difference is only 1 camp, ladies and gentlemen. But I believe he has absorbed experience from lanes from the ganks that he's been doing. Meanwhile, they're going to double in on Sion, and Sion just walks away with his R. Does not matter, he is safe. But once again, this is the power of this Jax pick. This Jax, he can just jump onto the Xin Zhao, bully him, and just force the Xin Zhao just to walk away. We have 1 Void Grub going over to the side of the red side, as he did show up a bit too late, so Xin Zhao was still able to get 2 of them. Let's see. Now... Oh, once again, another all-in from both the mid laners. Everyone keeps living on 1 health. What is this? People die here. It's League of Legends. Come on, have fun. Live on the edge. Oh, wow. Okay, so Ambessa finally feeling the Q sweet spot. We're seeing that Ambessa is hitting these sort of the Q2 sweet spots a lot more. This is really important in that Ambessa gameplay, because the sort of sweet spots, they do max health percentages. Meanwhile, we've got a Jax gank in the bot lane. He's going to get rooted up. Not going to be able to CC anyone. Vel'Koz laser coming out. Not going to get the kill. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all vegans today. All right, everyone got flash? Everyone got barrier heal? Okay, cool. Let's go back to farming, guys, all right? We're not going to do anything here. Jesus. Meanwhile, Sion is trying to defend this tower with his life, and he might do so. If Sion doesn't recall right now, Mbessa will tower dive him, and they both have TP, so this is fine. Jax is starting to do the dragon. Xin Zhao a little bit slow here. What is Xin Zhao up to? Trying to do a lane gank? They are going to catch him on a ward, maybe not. Oh, okay, this lane gank is kind of weird, but then they're going to jump onto Caitlyn. Caitlyn, unfortunately, is just eating everything. Okay, Caitlyn, you saw Xin Zhao there. What was going on? Meanwhile, Sion TP back in, and Bessa's being greedy here, and Bessa should have matched the TP. Sion is tower diving, but we've got to fight back in bot lane. We're going back to top lane. Let's go back to bot lane, because we have Vel'Koz flashing forward, and finally someone dies. Meanwhile, Sion, the tower was a great neutralizer here, but Bessa's like, I can't finish the job, guys. I haven't spent my gold. I'm screwed. Both players are going to recall, and Bessa has the TP advantage, and Bessa wants to stop the recall, catch the wave. Once again, this is the power of Sion, is that great proxy, right? And,
during all of that,
so much
Jax
action.
decided to take the dragon, so that's the first dragon of the game, Chemtech Soul.
So,
Right there.
Chemtech Soul would have been really good for blue side. Speaking of what's good for blue side, is killing this Victor as they all in him. Is Victor going to get the return kill? Annie is just staying in the storm. What is going on? Jax is going to flash forward to kill it. Xin Zhao, you are a level down. He does have Triforce. Do you think you're Himothy? And you're not. The power of Jax, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. Would you like to talk about that Chemtech? Sorry.
Oh, no. I'm getting the replay ready for that.
So once again, oh my god, we've got so much action. That empowered Q just neutralized that TP. That took a while for Mbessa to use this TP, but there's an all-in onto the Sion here. Just trades back and forth. Chunking damage. Sion is slowly getting the better of this. I say that, and Mbessa's cooldowns have come back up. Does she have R? Oh, the W bait. Oh, the empowered Q. Auto. The W. Oh. You're really infuriated with that. And here's the thing. Sion was a level down, and it was that close. Sion was a level down. It shouldn't have been that close. Once again, Mbessa both players playing very well around sort of baiting each other with their respective shields. Mbessa just taking a lot of empowered Qs, which, Mbessa, you have inbuilt dashes into your kit. Why are you taking so many empowered Qs?
She also took a tower shot there.
Most likely. Let's have a replay of what we had in the fight in bot lane. So once again, Xin Zhao was sort of like on the brink of vision here. So, I mean, maybe even if he was on vision, I guess Caitlyn just didn't see. We've got this back and forth here, and Xin Zhao, he wants to get something, right? He's been feeling a bit frustrated all game. He hasn't been able to get much, and Vel'Koz is like, oh, sorry, let me punish you real quick and kill your support. Meanwhile, look at the Annie here. Annie is standing on top of this Victor Storm. Ladies and gentlemen, the further you move away from Victor Storm, the slower it gets, as you can see here. And once again, Jax is just an inbuilt counter to auto-attack focused champions. This is why he just wins this. And Xin Zhao should have known a little bit better after he flashed out. And Mbessa going fully in here. Let's see if she does take a tower shot. Yes, she does. The empowered Q here is beautiful. And then we're going to see her empowered W, sorry. And once again, the real important thing about the Mbessa W is Mbessa W is kind of like a parry, where you've got the start of the animation, and if she gets hit during that animation before she deals the damage, she then deals extra damage. So once again, just getting every little bit of damage out here and just going forward and taking aggressive trades. Once again, we're seeing these sort of eclipse trades from Mbessa now. We're going to start seeing this. We're going to see the eclipses, the sundered skies, the death dances, all of these sort of good items that you normally see on a Xin Zhao. And Mbessa now finally is taking over this lane, which normally this is how this matchup normally goes, because Mbessa so much max health percent in the kits. I believe 2 in the Q. It's just 2 in the Q, sorry. And then obviously, bonus armor pen from her R. We have first items coming out. Top lane has the Ambessa has the first item advantage. Junglers both have first item advantage. Victor's just a little bit behind. And oh my god, the shield from this Ambessa is huge. Once again, you can just take these long extended trades because Eclipse is just that good. Remember, Eclipse has max health percentage, so really good pickup into Sion here. I'm assuming Ambessa is going to start accumulating these advantages and keep pushing it further and further down. She has a 30 CS lead. Wouldn't surprise me if that starts growing. Going back to mid lane now, we're seeing that Victor has delayed his build for his boots, which, once again, tier 2 boots. And Ambessa's just living under his tower now. Once again, this is the power. This is the power of Eclipse. This is the power of the mobility. You can just sort of go in and out. Meanwhile, it looks like there's going to be a tower dive in the bot lane. Jin Zhao sliding in into the DMs here. Is he going to get it? Annie is looking very tower diveable herself. The tower dive comes out. It's beautiful, and everything just keeps happening at the same time. We saw Annie die here, and now I'm under the assumption that Victor pushed her out with her ultimate and Vel'Koz then lasered her down. We'll find out more as my colleague gets the recap. And here, once again, we're seeing Sion now has matched the first item. Vel'Koz has gone Black Fire Torch. So, getting poked out here. Why does this Annie love staying in this Chaos Storm? Stop doing that.
She flashed as well, I believe.
Yeah. And so here, Karma grabs the tower aggro. This is correct. Yeah, that was just a clean tower there. Annie, lovely. Sweetie, honey, cupcake, stop standing in the Victor ult. Stop it. Drop your abilities and walk away, okay? When you walk away from Victor ult, it slows down the further away it is from him. Like Victor was quite healthy there. Victor was on about a good 500 HP. Your flash Q was not going to kill him. Meanwhile, second Drake out for Nameless, and Karma just fully
flash.
Sorry, Victor just getting fully bursted and then fail flashing into a wall. Jackson's like, "Don't worry, bro. I didn't see that. Let me get this. Let me get this kid. Let me get this. Let me get this. I got my Q. Boom." Ambessa coming in for the aggressive trades once again. Ambessa losing these trades now. So once again, Sion is getting value from the Undying Despair. So we are just going to do perma stat check, and it is kind of even at the moment. Once again, Ambessa needs to be careful because even if she does have the advantage, the Sion passive could possibly just get the return kill. Ambessa is just playing for these. Ambessa's playing for these plate-in. She has 3 plates up on this Sion, which is a little bit bizarre considering she only has 360 gold lead on him at the moment. Hopefully, there's some gold in her pocket that she needs to spend to further that lead. Meanwhile, we do have a lane swap. Mid laners have gone bot. ADC support are in mid. Sion is... Oh my god. As an Ambessa, this must feel amazing. Oh, the relentless pursuit as they chase down. Empowered Q. The flash doesn't matter. She's under tower. Okay, cool. Whew. Well played by the Ambessa there. This is fantastic. The Ambessa player is taking over the top side. And once again, it feels so good to go in and out. Speaking of in and out, Victor's going to eat this bear again. As this Victor, you must be scared. You have eaten that combo 4 times now. Like, Jesus Christ. He's probably got a good frame of reference for how much damage that's doing at this point. Victor, though, something that we haven't spotted, or I haven't pointed out yet, sorry, is Victor is 2 levels up onto this Annie. So that's like a good, just in stats alone, from level up alone, this is 2k worth of stats. So we're talking HP and magic resist per level, possibly being the reasons why he's surviving this, right? Because on top of those stats, he's then getting, obviously his, I believe he maxes his Q second, so then he is getting a bigger shield, hence being able to survive these trades. And Ambessa, meanwhile, though, looking like she's going to knock down that top tower. It looks like we're about to have a scrap in mid lane. Victor might be late. This might be a 4v3. Jax is coming up. Jax is very tanky. Jax is on 2 items. They're going to all in. Vel'Koz is getting blown up. Jax is getting focused now, but Jax is the tankiest person. I don't think Jax gives the slightest damn. Jin Zhao is like, hey, 1 second, I need to go 1v1 Caitlyn here. Annie is here. Annie is going to say, hey, have you seen my bare tithers? No, she's not. Never mind. Ambessa taking, once again, just aggressive trades. Nothing new here. Victor coming in. Victor going to get rooted up. Victor!
What was he?
What the hell? So, Victor, I can understand flashing into war. That happens, right? Jin, don't get cocky. I saw that emote lore dance. That's a Jax, brother. He will still put you in your place. So, back to that Victor. So Victor, you failed flash into a wall, and then you walked into 3 people. Do you want to talk about it? I thought as much. So let's go back into top lane real quick. Oh, never mind, we're gonna go into a replay. So once again, Vel'Koz just gets snapped. Jax just goes all in, and this Jax is the first person to 2 items, ladies and gentlemen. He's got Triforce, he's got Sundered Sky, and Caitlyn's getting completely dived onto Xin Zhao. Caitlyn didn't realize that she actually got tagged by the Xin W, and then once again, Victor just gets free throw down.
Wrong place, man. Wrong place. He should have just stayed in that bot lane, pushed onto that tower.
He should have. He should have.
Decided to come into top and give a kill. What do you think 20 minutes in? Who do you think's going to win this? Where do you think it's swaying now?
So, top side, definitely Mbessa. Jungle, definitely Jax. Mid lane, Annie, which is... I know that seems weird when we look at the stats, but it just feels like this Victor... I don't know, this Victor's just... There's so many mistakes we've spotted out. Bot lane, Mel and Karma are doing really well. So this is a top versus mid at the moment. Oh, meanwhile, Jax is going full hard in here. Oh, these cooldowns are just so low. Oh, the Vel'Koz. Oh, he didn't block. Oh my god, why do people keep living on 1 health? I'm still gonna go with my original bet of Nameless here, because I think, like I said before in Champion Select, I think Jax has the power to take over this game, and he has such a massive impact. I think as long as the comms, as long as the vibe and the voice comms are all good and all right, and this Jax player doesn't tilt or doesn't overextend, I think Jax could easily 1v9 here with the Mbessa. Sort of Mbessa Vel'Koz backing him up. Mbessa Vel'Koz seem to be doing really well here. Just noticed that Caitlyn's 0 and 3, which... Caitlyn, you know, once again, the Xin Zhao flashing on top of you, there's not much you can do, unfortunately, especially when he sniped you with W. Yeah, Caitlyn, you're gonna have a brutal time. We're looking at the total gold here. We're seeing that Mel has accumulated quite a bit of a lead here, but remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is also a part of the role quest here. I think the role quest is probably going to give him about 600 gold there, so it's still quite notable for Mel, for Xin Zhao, but once again, Xin Zhao is getting heavily nullified by this Jax. And we're seeing a little group up in mid. Now, Mace needs to contest this Drake, because, ladies and gentlemen, this is Windrake. If you don't know statistics, if you don't look into any of these things, Windrakes have been statistically the most powerful Drakes historically, as well as the Cloud Soul. Now, there's a Chemtech and there's an Earth Dragon on the side of Red Team. Jax and Mbessa loves this. This Earth Drake, this Chemtech is going to give them so much value, because once again, they're playing around cooldowns, they're going in and out. There is a Serpent's Fang on Mbessa, which, fair enough. Meanwhile, though, we got a Sion ult coming out, going into the backline. Mbessa diving into the backline. Vel'Koz getting a full laydown. Xin Zhao ult coming out. Unfortunately, Dragon's been taken by blue team. We've got to dive onto the backline. There's 2 separate fights we've got going on. We've got everyone diving onto the Jax. This Jax is so tanky. This Jax has Sundered Sky, Q onto someone else and also someone else. Nope, never mind. Victor flashing out. Meanwhile, Sion holding the bot lane by himself. He's like, guys, don't you worry, I got this. Victor does not know that he's in there, unfortunately. Caitlyn ult is coming out. Whew. And we're going to go for a 1-4-3, I believe that is. Jesus. Unfortunate team fight in there by Nameless, and well executed by the blue side, as that blue side team fight went so well for them. Okay, we'll get a replay about this in a second. So Sion, he goes into the backline. He did such a great job pushing Caitlyn out of that fight. That Caitlyn didn't get to do much. I believe they focused on Mbessa. I believe as Sion dived the back, and Mbessa dived the back. Here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen.
Missed her ult.
Did she?
Yeah.
Now, once again, here's the problem. Sion is a tank, and Mbessa, you're not. So, Mbessa, when you dive, you want to dive with that Jax. You needed Jax to be there with you. Once again, we needed the sort of like double down this there. You are not a Sion. You do not have the tankiness of a Sion. You won't be able to buy that much time for your team. Where, once again, we saw how tanky Jax was in the middle of what seemed to be 4 people. Are we going to be getting a replay of that dragon fight by chance?
Well, there's just so much going on that I'm picking up like multiple things.
Got you. Meanwhile, just setting up, everyone's looking chill. So we got 1 dragon to 2 dragons at the moment. That was such a great fight from blue side. Meanwhile, the damage dealt all game. Okay, and Bessa's one's a bit unfair because it is kind of getting padded from Sion. But we're seeing quite a bit of good stuff here. Xin Zhao is in trouble, maybe not? Okay, cool. Okay, everyone just looked at each other and just walked away. Let's see what we got. So, let's look at items now. 2 items in top lane, 2 items in jungle, 2 items in mid, 2 items on ADCs. An item advantage over Vel'Koz, but once again that's a little bit of support, not too much. We'll see what will happen for the next fight. Now we don't have much to fight over here, so once again we're looking for picks. Now this is where the Sion ult will come in really handy, because as a Sion ult you should be able just to take advantage and play the map out. And Bessa is going to group early though. I think Sion might be getting a little bit out macroed here. And Bessa going in with the R, gets the pick. Sion is TPing in. Meanwhile, all cooldowns are being blown out, but Xin Zhao is just so tanky with that R. He does get finished down in the end. Sion is here. Sion is going in. Sion catches the Caitlyn. Oh my lord. We've got sort of Jax on the side. Jax was not able to do much, and Sion's trying to re-engage. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be able to do that, as once again we're getting the sort of value out of the Victor. Jax coming in on a re-engage here, stunning up, blows up Karma, and then Jax is going to live on 1 health. Mel dies on the tower dive, and Bessa going in and out, just zooming around the place, and Nameless are going to take this fight. That was a 1-4-3. God damn. Okay, so Dark Lord, we got a lot of team fighting to break down, my good man. Whenever you're ready, bro. Whenever you're ready. So, Nameless. So proud of Nameless here, because once again, we're seeing the team fighting is a bit disorientated, but the Ambessa engage was beautiful. Once again, look at the R onto the Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao presses R here, nullifying the Vel'Koz ult, but he's still getting burst down by the melees. Meanwhile, there is a Jax that is just getting pushed out. Someone in chat did mention it earlier that Jax is going to struggle to play into this comp, and they were right. Sion, meanwhile, just came out, ran straight towards the Caitlyn and said, "Hey, Caitlyn, baby girl, what's up?" Boom. Jax, meanwhile, came in on a re-engage. They picked up this Karma. Ladies and gentlemen, that Jax is gonna live on the side. Meanwhile, that melt is not as the flash forward from Ambessa. Once again, this is the fun thing about playing Ambessa. This is why you're always gonna play Ambessa, right? You're always gonna dip in and out, you're gonna dive. It feels great to sort of dance all over the enemy. Now, when is our next dragon up? I cannot see the dragon timer.
Coming up in 10 seconds.
Oh, okay, fantastic. I'm glad we're talking about it. So, we've got another dragon here. This Nameless needs to be able to get this. They are in the lead. They need to set up. Previously, once again, they sort of was a little bit lazy on that dragon control. They're a bit better on it now. Annie is TPing bot lane here. This is a 4v5, and Bessa should be TPing here. Once again, it's a little bit slow on the map macro. It doesn't matter. Jax takes it. Sion is engaging. Jax is diving 4 people by himself, and Bessa just doesn't want to be here. Jax is still just living and tanking everything. Vel'Koz, meanwhile, is chunking out Xin Zhao. Sion is doing a 1v2 on the bot lane again, and just Vel'Koz is dead. Victor is TPing out. Oh, the root didn't land. How did the root not land? Okay, so they got the dragon. They lost 3 people for it.
Is that worth?
No. Like, Ambessa had TP. Is that a spectator's bug, or does she have TP? She has TP.
Yeah, she has TP.
So, Annie TP'd, and then what was the call? Oh, okay, cool. We've got the dragon. I'm gonna get the tower now? And now, because they've killed 3 people, blue team is gonna be able to get the Baron off this, which, once again, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes when you make a mistake, it impacts the next 2 minutes of the game, and Ambessa needed to be there for that fight. Annie is just on the skirts, just looking for someone to nuke. Meanwhile, Victor might be a willing volunteer, but Victor is just a bit too tanky. Victor has gone for a double HP build here. So look here. So Sion's dive in the back. Jax is dive in the back. This is a 1v4 on the top side. And just once again, look how much time Jax is buying. Imagine if he had an Mbessa here. Just imagine, like, this would have been such a different situation. And then here, we look at the Sion. Sion constantly keeps 1v2 in this backline. Sion's just like, hey, Caitlyn, what's up, baby girl? Hey, baby girl. Hey, baby girl, what's up? What's up? What's up? He's just running at them. And now he flashes. Like, this is really, really bad. And this is, once again, like, Mbessa should have been there. And, like... that should have been communicated. Meanwhile, Vel'Koz is going to get picked off. No, he's not. He walks away on a sliver. It has to burn the summoner spell heal. Okay. So. We are 30 minutes into the game. Nameless is on Soul Point. So, once again, Windrakes and Wind Soul have the highest win rate amongst all of the dragons. Is Mbessa looking for a flank here? I say you're on a ward, not going to do too much for you. Oh, okay. See, Mbessa, once again, I wonder if Mbessa's team was thinking the same thing that I am, because now Mbessa's wasting a lot of time wiggling back and forth, and now she's going to go top, but how much of that top tower went down? Because Sion had some good time alone. Meanwhile, Annie, oh, go on, Annie. Oh, does Annie have flash? She does. Annie could just flash and just do a two-man engage. Does she not have the vision? Meanwhile, oh, look at the Baron damage onto the tower. Oh my god. Look at this indecisiveness. Oh, that's so bad. I mean, she's going to win this. Gank him. Does he have R? Yes, he does. It doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter now because mid tower's gone. This is really bad. The map macro is really bad here. Like, you didn't need to send 5 people to kill a 3-4 in Sion. He's not boss, ladies and gentlemen. Like, your top laner was winning that. Admittedly, this is the rough thing about going Mama Mortius, because once again, Mama Mortius gives Mbessa these great team fighting potential. But in the 1v1, it means a lot more slower time on killing the enemy laner. Meanwhile, they're going hard. They're looking for the fight hard on this. This is what I want to see. Let's go, Nameless. They're diving in. Release pursuit on to the Annie. Annie does have Tibbers, though, I believe. And Mbessa's... Oh, Annie gets away on one. The double route onto the backline. Mel with a flash. Oh, Vel'Koz with Victor with the Victor Storm. Oh my god, I'm losing my voice. Holy crap. The fight's going back in that. Xin Zhao is just diving, doesn't care. Jax is going to say, sit down. What the hell do you think you're doing? Oh my god, that is a... Is that a 1 for... No, 1 for 2. I thought it was a 1 for 1. Then I was like, what the hell? That was so much. Great engage. Great team fight by Red side there. Once again, it was a little bit overextended. It was a little bit like, come on guys, let's do this. But once again, look at the Mbessa getting it straight onto the Annie here. And she dives in. Xin Zhao, once again, they all try to... Xin Zhao does a really good ult there to push back the Jax. And you see Xin Zhao, he's kind of going back and forth. And then the Mel route onto Victor and to the other person on the back there and just blew up the secondary person who I don't even catch. And then Mbessa just going back and forth, back and forth. Xin Zhao, he flashes and swaps flash for Victor. Oh, that's such a feels bad. Meanwhile, they're chasing down Sion here. Sion is not the person you want to be chasing down. I believe Mbessa just whiffed her ultimate there. Meanwhile, they're going back and forth. Jax is re-engaged but didn't tell the team. Jax, everyone... Oh, Karma's gone. Is Sion gonna follow? He just got abandoned. Meanwhile, I believe there's a fight in the backline over there. Annie seems to have got access to the backline and is trying to kill Caitlyn. Successfully kills Caitlyn, and Mbessa is gonna finish them off. Meanwhile, we're back here. Xin Zhao is trying to get into a 1v2. Sion is zoned off. Xin Zhao using his ultimate for space. And meanwhile, the casters are saying, hey, we'll get into melee range, say less. Xin Zhao, Guardian Angel, is going to get procced. Xin Zhao's probably going to go back down afterwards. He gets stuns up, and he's down. Okay. I need to drink some water. Dark Lord, how you doing?
This is just absolute chaos. Beginning of the game, it was quiet. Just 2 kills, 1 from the Sion, 1 from the Mbessa, which is a bit cheeky kill right there. But now it's just absolute chaos. They are all, well, they level, not level 16 yet. But basically after level 10, they just started cooking. And it looks like Nameless are going to get the Dragon, so they are going to get the Cloud Soul, which is definitely going to help both the Ambessa and the Jax get onto the back line of the team. Hope maybe will help this Caitlyn from not dying. 162, not looking good. 4K, 4.1K to the Mel right now. And that Annie, just a second too late there.
No, she wasn't. The Protobell got eaten by his Banshees. Once again, there are just so many kills that have just lived on like just slithers and slithers, and it's just so ridiculous. Once again, you're right. I think for like the first 10 minutes, we had such a low kill count. And then these last 15 minutes, I think we've been averaging like maybe 3 kills per minute, which has been insane. We have been seeing lots of fighting back and forth. We've seen Victor with a Protobelt, which... Is that a thing?
I've never seen it before.
I'm just gonna have a quick look-see.
I'm not a mid laner.
It is a thing. I don't know. Oh, meanwhile, speaking of a thing, people face checking. Karma getting blown up. Victor Storm is getting bigger. Speaking of getting blown up, Vel'Koz is getting blown up. Mages do not exist in here. Jax is going to dive the backline. Once again, Jax is just so tanky. He don't give a single F. Caitlyn is pressing R in auto attack range for some reason. And Bessa diving in, and he misses the ultimate. Meanwhile, Sion is just 1v2ing in the backline again. Oh my lord. This Sion is becoming a very impressive issue. This is really surprising considering the fact that Sion was doing okay at the start, but not doing too well in the sort of secondary part of the laning phase. But this just goes to show you that Caitlyn doesn't have lethal tempo, and she's too far behind. Because once again, look at the gold difference in bot lane. Like, Mel is on 5 items, Caitlyn's on 3. Like, this Sion is doing so much work that it's allowing this Jackson and Bessa just to like essentially to give time to deal with them. Speaking of getting time to get dealt with, and Bessa's going to go forward. Is Annie just going to stun her up? It's not going to be enough. Sion is here. Is she going to press R? Oh god, there we go. It doesn't matter. Yes it does. And the beautiful kill is done. Meanwhile, there is 4 people in top lane. The team is coming to try and back her up. It's only bot lane though, and Bessa, I don't think you should have flashed for that. Unfortunately, once again, Vel'Koz, Caitlyn, Victor, they're trying to rotate to save them, and really they should have just pushed out lanes and used it for maybe some tower pressure or something, because you can't, you're not going to get anything. You're not a Nocturne, you're not a Galio, you're not a Pantheon, you're not a Shen, you're not a Twisted Fate. You're not going to get there in time to change those things. Poke out is happening. Is there going to be a potential pick in this jungle fight? This is a 3v4 from the looks of it. Jin Zhao is on the flank. Meanwhile, Jax flashing forward. Jax is like, you know what, man? I've had enough of this shit. Let me show you my lead. Karma's like, let me show you my Zonyas. Meanwhile, there's a dive in the backline. Victor Storm going off. It's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. And Sion says, I'm gone. I don't like the size of that. I'm out. Take care.
But that was just 3 kills to... Oh, no, sorry. 2 kills over, and they're just going to take the Baron. They can't... the deck cannot contest this. They just have to give it. And it looks like it's going to be swinging back to Nameless. This game is just swinging back and forth, back and forth. And this Jax is the main one, like you said. He is the carry here.
So... Oh, there we go. Finally, some Annie gameplay happening. So, Jax. So first of all, once again, to my knowledge, I believe Jax normally gets a Spear Shojin, but the Endless Hunger will probably have the same of effect. Just double checking. Oh no, normally there's a Zonyas in that build. But once again, Ambessa and Jax have both got Moab Mortius. This is beautiful because you're gonna go in and you're going to survive for such a long time. You're going to go in and out. You're going to eat these cooldowns, and you're going to get multiple, you know, Ambessa. Hopefully Ambessa gets the sort of resets on that Death Dance, and Jax with the Sundered Sky. Meanwhile, this is just so beautiful here. This Mbessa art, even though it doesn't hit the intended target, the fact that it's such a beautiful gap closer is so insane. And once again, just look how much time it takes to get through this Mbessa. And like, if they didn't rotate, bot lane could have taken that mid tower easily. Now here, look at the Jax. Jax is on the bottom side. Jax is just like, yo, guys, I got this, man. I'm in, I'm out, I'm dodging Qs. Meanwhile, Victor's like, I'm tired of this. Let me blow up Karma, let me blow up Mel. Sion's like, and bye-bye. Once again, Sion is too tanky and Caitlyn needs to really scale up. If Caitlyn would have just knocked down that tower, that would have been so much more gold for her, rather than doing that wiggle play in that top side jungle. Let's have a look at the gold leads. Gold lead is, once again, Mel. Mel has so much gold. And we saw this, right? We saw this in the bot lane fight, where Mel sort of delayed two people coming in and blew up one. So this Mel play has done fantastically. Xin Zhao is getting some really decent value as well. And once again, Death Dance users, if you can't burst them, fucking you gotta try and like play around them and literally play around them, because once again, when they get that reset, it's so much value. Death Dance is one of those hidden stats that you really don't see. Like, if it showed you how much true damage it cleansed and how much it healed, I think people would be complaining about this item a lot. Meanwhile, this is Elder that's about to spawn soon. We are 40 minutes into the game. Okay, Annie does not have flash. Sion does have ult. I mean, Caitlyn has flash, but I don't think that's relevant at the moment because Caitlyn's not doing much. And Bessa has a flank angle. Jax does not have flash. I really want to pay attention to Jax and Mbessa here. Oh, Mbessa going in, Jax going in. They're both on together. They're both bursting down the same target. Vel'Koz ultimate is getting insane value. Sion is diving into the backline. And Mbessa says, hey, yo, Annie, what you doing, girl? And then they're going to run down the remaining two members of the team. Jax. Oh, this is just so beautiful. Jax with a little bit of cooldown reduction. You know that jump is just going to come back up. And meanwhile, this is so clean. Is this going to be a 0 for 5? No, it's not. It's a 1 for 4. And meanwhile, Nameless is just going to end through the bot side. Fantastic job, boys. I needed so much more water for this game. Wow. I need so much more water for this game. So, Aaron, if you could do me the favor of just giving me my winnings and my coins, please.
Oh, yeah.
So if I could just, get that little cash out, please. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, red team wins. Shout out to Nameless. Nameless, once again, I mentioned it multiple times. The Mbessa Jax value was just so good. Like, once again, bruisers have... Naturally, in the game, you're going to have champions that do generically better than others, right? And champions that build Sundered Sky, Eclipse, Death Dance, there's normally so much good value there. And it's easier to execute, right? And so once again, we saw the great value from the Xin Zhao and so forth. And the Caitlyn just didn't get to do much. And unfortunately, Caitlyn took the Fleet of Footwork, which, once again, Fleet of Footwork, into a mage lane, you're basically saying, hey, I just want to survive that lane. I see that the Victor's in the chat, and the Victor's saying I was trash talking him. Brother, you flashed into a wall and you walked into 3 people. Feel free to watch the replay, man. If you disagree with me, then there's a reason why you flashed the wall and walked into 3 people then. Shout out to Mbessa and Jax, as they did such a fantastic job there. Now, if you're blue team into the second game, we're going to see that, once again, reverse sweeps are always possible. It's always going to be a thing. It's when you go into a game like this, it would be absurd to think that you could win every game. So, you lost the first game, it happens, don't worry about it, drop it. You're going into a new game, fresh mindsets, okay? We are in Fearless Draft, you're not going to see the Mbessa again, you're not going to see the Jax again. And then, so we're going to go into the second game, and now if you're blue team here, once again, your bot side did well. Your bot side was fantastic. let's set up maybe a bit more for the bot lane and try to win through bot lane. If your mid laner is playing Annie and is going to play these sort of like small utility, not small, sorry, those medium range utility champs, I believe the Vex was banned out against the Annie player. So if you're going to play these champions, roam bot, 4-man bot, 3-man bot, freaking go for it. Like, just understand that that's the win con, play towards it and just keep doing it. Get those dragons. Even if you're just getting 1 or 2 dragons, you then delay soul, right? Because that second dragon, guys, that was fantastic by you lot. That second dragon was a dirty little steal. So good stuff on getting that second wind dragon, and because it gave you the opportunity to then bring it back, right? And as we can see, the gold lead, it was going up and down, right? Like, this was a winnable game. Only thing is, I wish there was more Scion ultimates. I wish we had more. What I'm noticing a lot in these tournaments is that Scion is doing these like melee ultimates. Like, Scion is not used. The Scion players in these tournaments, they're not using it for that sort of, I'm going to push out top and then I'm going to R them from behind. Like, we're not seeing any of that. We're seeing that Scion just walks or teleports and then they sort of press R. And once again, if you look at that Scion range, that's really, really huge, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, before we cut to a break, who is your MVP from this game, from game 1?
It has to be between Jackson and Vessel. Has to be. I'm more preference on the Jax just because of all those initiations. Just front loading, tanking it, and Bess has dropped down because of that one play where she decided to stay top, even though she had TP, and she would have made a world of a difference in that fight in the Dragon Pit. In that Drake fight, yeah. Yeah, so yeah. That's really valid. I agree with you. Yeah, we'll go with the Jax on that one.
Yeah, but with that, we're going to cut to a 5-minute break. So don't go anywhere for game 2 of Hardstuck, week 2. welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a sweaty game. My god, slow at the start and then just rapid after that. It looked like Mace deck of cards were going to take it. The gold graph showed they were going to take it. They had an upward trajectory, but those plays from the Jax and the Embessa on Nameless just took it away. Just small team fights here and there that just, you know, allowed them to claw their way back in. And yeah, well, what we're going to see for this next one, we'll have to find out shortly once we go into Champ Select. We are waiting on teams to take in a bit of an extended break as it is. Yeah, well, I can show some replays whilst we wait, because there was just so much. There was like a whole dragon fight that we missed. Let me find that. Oh, wait, have I got it? Yeah, I got it.
So one big thing to note here is look how much, once again, this is where we're seeing the Jax tankiness and the Jax survivability, because he's tanking as much as the Scion is, but Jax is tanking 4 people, Scion is tanking 2, and so you're seeing here that Caitlyn's getting really focused here, which I get why it is natural sort of like force of behavior here, but like this Caitlyn player was so behind. And you know, I think one thing that I really missed while we was in the lobby was the fact that Mel was so ahead. That was something that I didn't actually speak about, was that this Mel player, I think I did mention a 2IM lead at one point, but this Mel player did such a fantastic job. And unfortunately, just Mel, you know, Mel, naturally any burst mage is gonna struggle to burst a bruiser. You've got Marma Mortius for both of them. You had the damage reduction from Jax's E. You've got the natural shields in their kits. You know, the tankiness from Jaxar. Like, this Mel wasn't able to carry. And that's so unfortunate because, once again, you've got a 5-item carry. Like, she was ahead for a long time. What's your thoughts on that?
We're going to have to wait for my thoughts as we go into draft.
Fantastic. So similar bands. Okay, cool. So we're seeing similar bands to the first game here. I believe these are the exact same band actually. Breaks my heart to see a fellow Viego player not be able to play their Viego. I feel you on that one, my brother. So we'll see. Now, Nameless. You just won, and you're gonna pick a Vi.
Okay, I see his theme with this jungler. He likes to engage.
He likes to go forward. This is my kind of guy. So, I mean, admittedly, both junglers love to go forward. Both of them played Xin Zhao and...
But I think we just saw more of the engage from the Jax. Oh, we're looking like a Ziggs. Probably a Ziggs ADC. I would definitely like to see on Nameless the ADC do better, just as we saw in that replay that Caitlyn just wasn't performing as well, and I think if she was, Nameless would have been able to stomp that game. We got Sejuani from deck of cards. How is this matchup of Vi versus Sejuani side?
So they're both dive heavy. And what you'll find is in the shorter trades, Sejuani wins, and the longer trades, Vi will win. But once again, it's about what they bring to the team. And I think we might have a similar situation of the whole Jackson Bessa versus Scion, where it's just like bruisers are just naturally more. They just naturally do more, even when they don't mean to. So I'm really curious to see the picks here. We have an Ahri pick. Now, I wonder if this Ahri thinks she's going into Ziggs. Which, I mean, admittedly, Ahri's quite a safe pick. you know, I think it's quite normally the only way to counter is with like sort of like your Lissandra rises. And then we have a Nautilus in the support, which that's a really fast pick. And the support, normally you want to get sort of like a bit more information. Normally you're more happy to blind pick your junglers, your ADCs, your mid laners. So let's see what Mace responds here. Assuming that this is ADC, I'm expecting a mid or a support to come out. What? Outrageous. It is gems, ladies and gentlemen. Now,
Well,
I'm going to assume that is not a Ziggs ADC.
well, I have a question of more that Taric. Where's that Taric going? Is that a support or is that a top lane Taric? Because I played against a top lane Taric in the last mini LCS, so that was the Winter Open, and that was the most disgusting thing I have ever played against.
Solo lane Taric, obviously it's very a niche pick.
Yes, very
sort
niche.
of big potential is sort of like he kind of plays like an Olaf, but unfortunately Olaf doesn't have mana problems the way Taric does, so that's normally what he's sort of mitigated by. I'm assuming though that this Ziggs has to be mid, like to Taric Ziggs. I don't see what world that works, and like Taric Ziggs into a Nautilus, like Nautilus is going to absorb all of your damage with Aftershock. Like, I don't see a world where this is going well for you. So yeah, once again, you see in that nameless, they think the same thing that I do, and they're just banning ADCs left and right.
Yeah.
So we'll get some more information as the picks come on out. Meanwhile, Kaiser's been banned. A collie. Okay, I'm assuming that's banned for the top lane player, which I did mention that Akali could have had a free lane last game, so it does kind of make sense why the Akali ban's coming out there. Now, Tristana Taric makes a lot more sense here, because there's so much engage potential, there's so much combo, sort of like, assuming that they can time the stun together. We'll see how well of a practice, how much they've practiced the Taric Tristana. We'll be able to see in execution. Now, this Sejuani, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know about Sejuani, also how Sejuani stacks, she can get her stacks off other melee champions. And it's only Taric, which admittedly he does auto quite fast, but like normally you kind of want a bit more synergy with that. And so hopefully top lane will be a melee champion most likely, but hopefully something with an auto reset, something just to link that bit better. Meanwhile, we have an Ezreal Nautilus, which very interesting pick, because Tristana Taric quite aggressive, Nautilus quite aggressive, Ezreal's quite chilled. Ezreal's going to sort of, you know, so he normally sits back and he scales and then he eats forwards, right? We have a blind pick Cassante, which, hey man, this guy did well on Mbessa. I can't wait to see the Cassante. I'm sure this Cassante is going to pop. Now, what do you pick into Cassante?
Again, I've never, according to the op.gg of that player, Cassante doesn't exist on their games, at least in this year. So where did we cooking at? We have a Renekton.
Cassante versus Renekton. Now, Renekton is favored. That being said, it's still Cassante.
Yeah.
Cassante historically known for the plethora of bullshit that he gets away with. So, Cassante into Renekton. I think this is a really, really brilliant sort of. This is free ganks. Like, Renekton comes in, stuns, stacks up like 2 passives for Sejuani. Sejuani stuns, you know, all you have to do is just walk up to him. You know, maybe Renekton E's once, holds onto a second E, etc., etc. It's going to be so chilled for this Renekton. That being said, so just to clarify, this Tristana is the Mel from the previous game, yes?
Yes.
Even though I did say that synergy is there in top lane, I'm really hoping that Sejuani, once again, this is purely going off base the last game, right? I'm hoping Sejuani's going to camp bot lane, because once again, we did see that Mel player did really well. And I would love to see that keep being a thing. So hopefully, we're going to, even though there is great synergy on the top side, hopefully we'll see Sejuani keep going for the bot side. Meanwhile, So yeah, if I was Sejuani, I'd probably camp bot. You've got like bot top, both are great options. Mid lane is probably going to be a snooze fest. On the side of Nameless, let's have a look. So if I was Vi, ganking top is quite easy. Ganking bot is quite easy. Ganking mid can be difficult. Jungle fights are going to be boring just because naturally Sejuani is quite a tanky gal. So, because the mid laners, both mid laners have the goal of just push out and roam, right? So it's a case of who's going to get the better roams off, who's going to have the better timers, who's going to have the better mana efficient pushes and backs. Normally, I believe Ziggs gets heavy prio in this lane, and then I think after they both get one item, they're both just going to sort of like walk around each other, push out the wave, and then leave. So hopefully the mid laners will be quite impactful.
What is it? Predictions. Predictions are live. Put in those coins. Predict who you think will win. Name on the blue side or deck on the right side. Oh wow, I just said that and then 10k has just gone into name again.
Hey,
damn. Is that you?
I'm not a gambling man. I just put money down when I know I'm gonna win.
So what do you think this comp is the best?
I actually think funny enough, I think comp wise, I think Mace has it. I actually think Mace's comp is actually quite I think they're gonna get onto a target. I think they're gonna kill that target. I think they're gonna have a real smooth sailing. The only thing I'm worried about is that this isn't like a ranked game. This is a tournament game, and it is very difficult to forget the fact that you just had that first game. And historically, we have seen, that it's very common to go sort of 2-0s in here. And even though I think Mace has the better team, I think Nameless, just from momentum alone, I really think they're just going to do it. But I think Mace, once again, the early was very back and forth. Mace did have a firm grip on the gold lead, but like once again, the reason why I put so much emphasis on the Jax is because Jin Zhao struggled to get onto that backline, right? Jin Zhao only got onto that backline maybe twice throughout that whole game. So then if you can't get the backline, you're going to try and get the front line. You're not going to kill Jax. Jax's E just stops you. Like, I've been both sides of that matchup multiple times. Like, you're not going to do anything. So even though they had the gold lead, that gold lead means nothing if one, you're a bunch of auto attackers. The auto attackers you do have are super reliant on it, and Jax counters that champion just from in the kit, right? Like, we're not even talking about items yet. Jax counters Xin. It's just in the kit. And then when you get one defensive item and it has triple value, and then it gives you Omnivamp on top of that, like, it's a great day for you. And we saw this with the Jax. Jax had so much Omnivamp in his build. It's so beautiful. And the thing is, I do love the potential. Once again, even though I do like Mace's team comp more, I like the potential of Nameless. I think Nameless, they've got so much dive here. Like, if Ari and Vi communicate, they can just perma dive and just keep going, right? But once again, from the previous game, there wasn't that much communication there. Like, it wasn't Annie pick, admittedly, but like the Vi Cassante, sorry, not the Vi Cassante, the Ambassador Jax did get the synergy towards the end, and so maybe they might carry that over with Vi Cassante. What's your thoughts?
Like, what was it? I'm seeing in the chat this Ari Vi into this Ziggs is a very good combo. The Ziggs doesn't have the mobility that Annie, that was it, that the Annie had in the last game. So definitely, yeah, I agree with you, Dusk. There's going to be potentially a big focus on that mid lane, shut down that Ziggs. It's going to be pretty easy to do this. I'm curious about this whole Tristana Taric. What you were talking about before with the stun combo, Tristana jumping in, Taric timing the stun correctly. If they were to pull that off, that would definitely be big, especially against Ezreal. You can just dash away. Definitely big. Hope on the counter of that, I'm hoping to see this Ezreal, this ADC actually pop off this game, because last game they were nowhere. That Caitlyn barely did anything in that game. It was more the Vel'Koz, more the support that actually was able to do something. So
Vel'Koz did quite well that game, all things considered.
Yeah, so hopefully we can see more. I'm going off the last game. I think I have to go more to the side of Nameless. I think just how the jungler and the top laner dealt with the game, and with the champs that they've picked this time, I feel they'll be able to carry this game.
So we
take game 2.
So we've got a very valid comment from Dusk here, saying that towards the later part of the game, that Sejuani will be quite difficult for Nameless to kill, and that's very true. But we also saw this with Sion, and so it's just like, once again, when it comes to those backline divers, the question is which team kills the diver first in that regard, right?
Yeah.
And Sejuani, once again, I really do like the team comp of Mace. I really do. I think this team comp is going to be good. I think generically, it's like if you got 100 players and you ran this game 10 times, I think the Mace comp will have a higher win percent. But then once again, it's it's a best of 3 series. Nameless just won that momentum, and I think that's something that we don't talk about enough, is momentum, right? Like, it's hard to shake these things off, right? Like, imagine how many times have you gone into a solo queue game and then the solo queue, the loss from 2 games ago is still in your head. So like, that's the big factor that I'm taking into consideration here.
One thing with this Mace comp, before the top laner had Sion, and Sion could ult in and split the fight and hold, basically held the mid laner, the ADC, and the support. Whereas with the Renekton, he still has that engage, but it's a bit more difficult to split that fight as such. Because we saw it several times in the Dragon Pit where the Sion would just ult from mid lane and just take them all out and take them all the way to kind of bot, and so then the rest of his team could just deal with that Jax, whereas the Renekton can't do that. So it's going to be a bit more closer this match, the fights, but then Cassante can do that this time around with Nameless. He can pull someone away. He can pick off a certain target, the Tristana, the Ziggs, pull them completely out of the fight, so they can't.
So just to clarify, then Cassante is the Ambessa from the previous game.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yes. So whereas the counter to that, Deck. Oh, don't know what happened there. Whereas Deck were able to do that with the Sion, now Nameless can do that with the Cassante. Be it they can only pull one away, but they can pull one of those most important damage dealers, being potentially the Ziggs, who will do pretty much most of the damage for this game. But we'll have to see. We're about to go into game.
Fantastic. Let's go. Time for the drip check. Let's see what skins are on people. There is definitely an Ari skin equipped. I'm willing to bet you money. Everyone has an Ari skin. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Riot knew what they were doing. We got played. We gave them money. It's okay, boys. So loading in. 1, 2, 3, and this is not the Ari team. And on the side, what drip does he have? Oh, it's classic. It's a broke mid laner. Meanwhile, Nautilus with the mythic essence skin and chroma. Freaking Nautilus, the Nautilus player has passed the drip check, ladies and gentlemen. Please let your boy know. Meanwhile, oh, what's this cheekiness going on here? Oh, that could have been very dangerous. That could have been very dangerous. So, bot lane's going to win early. And then, once again, Tristana doesn't really stop. I think she has a weak mid game, but then even then, you're pretty alright. Mid lane, yeah, once again, mid lane's going to be quite boring. Top lane's going to be interesting. One shout out to the junglers though. Hail of Blades Vi. Is this going to be a lethality Vi? Okay, we'll find out in some time. Meanwhile, Hook goes far and wide there. Lots of trading in the top lane. Once again, these top laners are just thirsty for blood. I don't blame you. That's why you play top lane, right? You want to fight. You want to do these aggressive trades, right?
Well, especially at these low levels, Kasante, this is his weakest point in the game. You know, as a top laner, this is where you want to try and get him.
We do have junglers pathing opposite sides, so we are going to have Vi finish on the bot lane, trying to get his bot lane ahead, and Sejuani is going to camp top, trying to get Renekton ahead. And once again, there is really big notable synergy in that Sejuani Renekton combo, so I'm really curious to see how well they will execute this, and we will find out very shortly too. Oh, meanwhile, and Kasante is just engaged on a level 3 Renekton. This isn't gonna go well. Goodbye. You die to the tick of Ignite, dear sir. Yeah, you don't do that when you're TPing into Ignite, unfortunately. Sometimes you gotta just learn that the hard way. What do we have here? Oh, Kasante's still... Oh no, Kasante just hits level 4. Yeah. Kasante's still trying to check him, like... I was about to say, don't let the low health fool you. The hook, oh, it's onto Taric though, and Tristana. Once again, the Aftershock absorbed a lot of damage, but the E outshines that. Meanwhile, bro, these top laners are so aggressive, I love it. This is like the manliest top lane I've seen in ages. Like, it's like, what do you mean? You want to fight? Yeah, say this, I'll fight. Boom. So yeah, once again, Vi's gotten down here. Not much that can really happen. Maybe should have tried to double scuttle if possible. But yeah, this is just going to be a quick recall for her. And yeah, nothing spectacular at the moment, ladies and gentlemen.
About to see a gank mid.
I mean, Ari still has flash. Oh no, this is just a rundown. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That's one of those situations where if you're gonna flash, like Ari had to flash the Ziggs W, right? Yeah. But how many games do you play for you to actually know that instinctively? Because that Ziggs W was the real big sort of like turner there, and you just, it's the worst feeling to burn flash and you still die.
No, definitely. I would, well, I don't know. I don't play in mid lane. I would have thought you would have played against, you know, Zig a good amount of times. I guess it depends on the elo that you're currently in. If that Zig pops out, well, that was definitely a good flash. I'd say, yeah, it's all worth. Flash Q from the Sejuani.
What's your thoughts on the fact that once again Red side have taken the lead again, where they've had, once again, they had a massive gold lead at the previous game, and now they've got it here. So well, do you think they're going to be able to do something with it?
We saw that happen game 1, and that just got turned around straight away. Well, not straight away, near the end. So I'm not going to go off that. I'm going to wait till about like 10 minutes in to figure out the state. Figure out who's actually going to cover top. Like, is this anyone's game?
Meanwhile, Renekton was like really like taking bad trades up until that point where once again the all-in potential from Renekton is just something that you just cannot mess with. Ladies and gentlemen, Renekton is a lane bully, and there's a reason why he is the bar. Nautilus misses the hook. Oh, that is gonna be a real difficult for him to follow up, but they still get the Taric. Meanwhile, Renekton's like, hey bro, let me show you the power of this crocodile. And then there's gonna be an all-in onto 6, and we cool, we chilling.
Yeah, that Nautilus hook What a whiff, but they still got...
Oh, they don't know. Sorry, I was just there. Like, have you ever seen like a car crash that's about to happen, and you're just like you're in shock, and you're just like, oh god, this is gonna go bad. This is so unfortunate. Oh no, is Maya gonna get out? Yes, she does. That was such a. Oh, they had to do a little bit of jungle trekking once again. Like maybe they thought Sejuani was topside, and maybe they were trying to. Under the impression that maybe Sejuani was going to go very topside, but no, Sejuani had the perfect read, was there for the counter gang. This is a 2-5 game. Whew. So we're going to go into the replay, and so once again, Avaya, I believe, cues over a wall here as Ezreal is getting all in. Nautilus just misses the hook entirely, and unfortunately, once again, as a support player, just he did flash in for the stun, and now he's going to go out. Renekton just goes for the full all-in combo. Animation cancels his ultimate, and then oh god, look at this. This is so beautiful. This is so brutal. This is so brutal. Like to get a lead and then. Just to sort of like not lose it. Sorry, that's a bit harsh to say, but like for that to happen, it's once again it's just not the nicest of things in the world.
Off that replay, we just missed Sejuani dying to the Vi and Ari going for the skull.
Oh my!
I'll bring it up right now.
So here, once again, just trying to go for the skull. Ari's dashed forward. This is the beauty of these two champions, because they're both inherently pick champions, right? They're gonna get this value, and unfortunately, Renekton just not able to bail his guy out, and it is just one of the things that happens in the world of League of Legends. You might get a lead in top lane, but that doesn't mean the rest of your team is gonna do well. Meanwhile, Renekton's on half health. I'm assuming he hasn't had a chance to back yet. No, he... Oh no, Cassante did a TP advantage on him. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense now. Meanwhile, Renekton going in for a full trade and just balances the health that was missing. Unfortunately, he takes a really naughty auto attack. They're all in Ziggs here, but Ari's just like pushing the wave. Oh, gets locked up under the tower, Nameless. Guys, what's going on here?
Lovely Sejuani ult. I have missed several of those in the past, so I am happy to see that one.
Oh, sorry about that. Just trying to recuperate my throat there. Meanwhile, Dragon has gone over to the side of Mace of Dex, and once again, we're seeing that red side here are just really reignited and really putting a stomp onto the second game, as really must have shot a fire underneath their chairs as they are just dying to get back into this game. Meanwhile, the Ziggs W. What was that? Bro, this Ziggs W is just popping off, bro. This guy knows it's Ziggs, man. Like the W value has just been insane on that constantly.
Yeah, no, we were talking. Well, at least I was talking about this Ari Vi combo, but this Ziggs, he doesn't care about that. He's just taking down this Ari. Probably, like you said, this Ari hasn't played against the Ziggs in a while.
Meanwhile, Nautilus ult coming out. I don't think it's going to lead to much. Ezreal taking a naughty tower shot. Oh, the Ezreal Q. Oh, the power of Ezreal Sheen Qs are disgusting. This is such a decent spike as well for Ezreal. Like, this is how you kind of want to play the game, right? If you're not... You don't want the all-in trades, you want the short trades. Renekton, though... Renekton's doing so well in this top side. Oh. I was about to say that might have been a dangerous knock into you because you just gave him a free gap closer. But yeah, I guess maybe the Ziggs, obviously Ziggs was in chat earlier, hearing me trash talk his Renekton, and he was like, you know what, Caster, you know what, you don't like my Victor, yeah? Let me show you my Ziggs instead. Meanwhile, they're going to gank the Renekton, they're going to gank the, Cassante now, and look at this CC lockup. He's going to press R onto Sejuani though. Oh my god, how did you not predict that? Even I saw that coming. You can't do that. I mean, saying that, you could probably tower dive him now because he has lost. He's opted in to lose a lot of his health.
Going to tower dive.
Yeah, he's lost so much of his health. Build up the Fury on the tower, full lockup, and slide in out. Oh, Victor's the Ari now. Sorry, my mistake. Oh yes, of course, Victor won the last game. Sorry, my mistake. Bro, this Renekton has such a huge lead. Wow. So if I remember correctly, Renekton was the Scion, right?
Yes.
This is such a night and day difference. Once again, admittedly, in the Scion, we did see that the Scion was doing really well and fighting back. And then when we're seeing the bully potential he has on a Renekton, it's like, bro, man, put this guy on Riven or something. Like, clearly he can do some work up here, man. Like, damn.
Do you know what? I don't even think we've seen a Riven in the MiniLCS ever.
Oh, haven't we? I mean, it is a super feast or famine champion, in all honesty, though. Meanwhile, Vi's bot lane. Do they not see Vi? What's Vi doing? Oh, is this a 3v3? Oh, Vi is just hungry. Vi just overstepped there, and Ezreal's not even there to put out the damage. Lethal Tempo is stacking up. There should be a Taric ult coming down soon at some point. Lethal Tempo fully stacked. Vi just going to get nuked from the Ziggs in the mid lane. Ziggs is making the first rotation here. Ari is way too late. Tristana is popping off. Sejuani missing the whip, but the stun goes off, and oh, the Tristana rocket. What was that? That was a... Everyone safe? Nope. Oh, the charm interrupted the dash. Oh my god. Okay, cool. Is this Ari going to be able to kill the Sejuani? She had Aftershock again and she's still going to... Oh, the flash is coming up. Is she going to flash out? No, the R time's out. The Sejuani R. Oh my god. Okay. Before we even talk about that, there's a one-on-one in top lane. Bear in mind, Renekton is 2 levels up. Cassante, you don't want this smoke. Cassante, I know you're Cassante, and I know there's clips of you winning this, but I don't think you win this one specifically. That being said, if your Vi is there, on the other hand, that's another story. And 1, 2, 3 punch. Oh, Cassante has to burn flash, though. Okay. So much to talk about. This Vi is going lethality. That is full lethality Vi. Tristana jumps into a 1v2.
What is she doing? She just got hooked instantly there. That was such a bronze play. I'm not even gonna say bronze. No, that was fucking iron play right there.
Tristana, I can't defend you. You're gonna need a lawyer after that. I'm sorry. Like, what the hell? Okay, so. Sorry, I want to break down that bot lane fight that just happened.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. It was 50 seconds long, that fight.
It was, because like this Vi just does this aggressive engage, and they must be so hungry, right? Because there's so much blood in the water, but Tristana just gets the free hit consistently. Unfortunately, Taric didn't have ult for this, but then when the Ziggs shoots it from downtown, it doesn't matter. And this is where the power of this Tristana just goes off. Reset 1, reset 2. What is this Buster shot though from Tristana here? Oh no, it's not Buster shot, it was a hook. Sorry, Tristana, I'm so sorry. I promise you. Like... The Sejuani Glacial Prison. Look, the Sejuani Glacial Prison, it just comes off cooldown. Oh my god. Oh, that's so beautiful. I know Jack would love that. I know Jack would appreciate a Sejuani play right there. This is so beautiful that Renekton is just 1v2 in this. Oh my god. Oh, I'm actually going to be able to cast a best of 3. Wow, this might be a first time for me, guys. Holy crap. Hey, guys, take my freaking score points, please. I want a best of 3. I haven't actually casted a best of 3, so please take them. Yeah, this is really exciting to see. So, once again, I think I may have missed how decently well the Silent player was playing, but just unfortunately, he was limited by the champion. Speaking of limitations, Ezreal is getting 1v1 by Tristana, and once again, Tristana is better early, ladies and gentlemen. Ezreal is a scaler. Speaking of scaling, they're going to scale the CC onto Ahri. Ahri, hey, you might have got 3 dashes, but if you're CC'd, you can't use them. Think about it. So, 2 picks from 2 separate instances, and watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Renekton's about to 1v2. Renekton's got the beautiful WR cancellation here, because look how fast this all comes out. Oh, never. Oh, he presses R in response to that, sorry. But once again, the fact that this Ahri just goes in too early, like, this Renekton is fed, ladies and gentlemen. He's 5-2, and even if he wasn't 5-2, it's a Bruiser versus a Burst Mage. Speaking of versus, it's a 2v1 onto this Renekton again. They are really trying to shut him down. Renekton's going to turn the tables, though. Double Flash goes crazy. Oh, the Cassante R's coming out. Sejuani is nearby in the area. Does not matter as Vi's cooldowns come back up, and the passive is beautiful. Sejuani a little bit green for a Hardstuck stack. There is a Vi nearby, there is a Taric nearby. They're going to CC up, but there is no damage here. Ziggs kind of was rotating, but he's not anymore. Maybe trying to get into range of ultimate. They are going for a little bit of a cheeky tower dive. There is an Ahri coming up. Ahri does have dashes, but she doesn't have teammates though, or at least they don't have HP. If Ahri dashes over that, no, she's not. Otherwise, if she dashes over the wall, she may be able to snipe the Taric, but she chooses not to. What is that pink wall doing there? I'm assuming that was in the previous fight. Is she gonna let that recall finish? I guess she is. Okay, we haven't spoken about items yet, so let's do that now. Top lane makes sense, right? We don't really need to go over that. Junglers, once again, very similar in that regard. Mid lane, Ahri is actually ahead. No, she's not. Sorry, I misread that. Ziggs is ahead. That makes sense. Once again, Ziggs, the champion, naturally just hoovers up these lanes, and he's been showing this W mastery on this champion, and he's opted to go for Ludin Ziggs. Once again, a very burst intensive build. I'm expecting, wouldn't surprise me if I see a Shadow Flame Death Cap on the guy. This Ziggs is going to blow up towers later. It's going to be beautiful. Tristana, once again, so this is the Tristana that was the Mel, and minus just a little bit of greed, the Tristana's doing well. I think this Tristana is going to be able to carry in these fights, and I'm really excited to see what she will bring. Meanwhile, though, triple dive onto the top laner, burns a lot here, but what the hell was that Nautilus Flash? What was that Ahri charm? What? You don't need to burn that stuff. Meanwhile, we've got another fight in the bot lane. We've got a fight in the mid lane. Tristana says, hey, by the way, I'm an assassin in the mid game, and we've got the 1v1 in bot lane. Both players are on half health. Cassante looks like he's getting the better of it, as in he's in all out. He has half of it left. Renekton is on low health. He bursts the R. Cassante, I don't think you needed to flash out of that. I think you may have had that. This could come down to whoever lands the CC. Renekton will have W back up. He has a double dash. Locks up under the tower. Not today. That is so brutal. Like, I understand the Renekton, you want to push your lead there, but like, yeah, you kind of needed flash for that outplay there. That is so unfortunate. Once again, when you have the gold lead on you, sometimes you do feel like it's up to you to make those plays, to do those pushes, and unfortunately, Renekton, he turned your shoes, boss man. You didn't want to do that. So we're seeing this previous gank in top lane where once again they were trying to shut down this Renekton, and them doing this gank actually did help that fight Renekton win earlier. And then once again, Sejuani is just a little bit late here, and this is just really unfortunate. We get the second half of the fight, and once again, there's a lot of overstaying from people. People are being really greedy and not counting up. There's this thing I like to call count up to 5, where you look on the map and you count the champions you see, and then you think about who could possibly be there, and they don't do that, and then it ends up with these plays happening. Okay, so Ahri charm goes wide, Nautilus just, I don't don't know what that was. And then the bot lane here, we've got, once again, this is just so unfortunate. The damage reduction from the Cassante W, by the way, that probably would have killed if that Cassante wasn't in W, which is just like, once again, like, every melee champion has a broken ability because they're melee champions, right? Is this Renekton going to get out of this? I really doubt that. This Renekton has been... this Renekton had such a lead, and now he's so behind because he just keeps getting focused like this. Tarek ult's coming down. It's not going to save Tristana. Nautilus ult going onto the Ziggs. The Ahri is flashing and dashing. Meanwhile, everyone's burning flashes up the wazoo. Ahri's like, guys, I can get a reset. I can keep going. Vi's charging up her Q again. Is she going to land it? Nautilus with the hook from down south. Sejuani throws out the ultimate, which I'm assuming just came off cooldown. And they're just going to convert this into a dragon. Dark Lord, why don't you talk about that for a little bit while I regain my my voice?
Yeah, sure. Let's bring up the replay there. So, red team going for the dragons. Renekton, I think, was gone in that pit. Just gets absolutely focused here via ult into the Cassante. Ziggs whiffs the ult there. And then it's just absolute chaos. It's, what was it? 4v3? No, 4v4. And they just can't get out. This, I'm guessing this Sejuani ult right here, we're about to see, is just to give space away. No, she was going in for the kill. I don't know what she was doing there. I wouldn't do that. That's just a waste of an ult. I think that just came down to the setup of the dragon. They didn't have enough vision around. They had vision in the pit but not outside the pit, and so they couldn't see where any of Nameless were coming from, and they just, Nameless decided, forget this dragon, we're just going to focus down onto one of the main damages. That's this Renekton, get him out, and then we can deal with this. The Nautilus, I don't know if anyone caught it, the Nautilus did take the Hextech gate, just like right now we're seeing over there, to try and flank in, and oh, big damage from the Vi. God damn, no assist needed. That Vi just...
Meanwhile, we've got a new fight coming up here. Sejuani is absorbing a lot. Ezreal lands a beautiful omen onto the 3 people. Ezreal is still not in range though. This is actually a 3v4 at the moment, as Ezreal has not yet shown up. Tristana should be able to... Is Tristana still like it? Tristana not going to jump and go for it? There's like... Tristana, there's 3 resets. Tristana, go on, you can do it. There we go. She jumps over. She sees it. She doesn't have the attack range to get onto Ahri. Unfortunately, they're just going to kite out. They're going to walk away, but this Ezreal looks like a sacrificial lamb, and he goes down. Everyone's going to walk away. Tarek is hungry, though. Ziggs had the ultimate. Ziggs maybe should have thrown that just a little bit forward to maybe make them hesitate to go back and forth. And we have a 1 for 2. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Okay. This Ziggs is going to destroy the crap out of this tower, by the way. And then you got Tristana there. Oh, they're going to take second tower. They're going to say, this is such a gold swing. Saying that, sorry, it's not actually. The gold's really even. Hasn't seemed like it. Saying that.
It is basically exactly like a carbon copy of game 1, where it's just going back and forth.
The Vi. So, the Vi build at the moment, we've seen this with Jarvan, right? And I think who else was lethality? Pantheon. We've seen this previously, right? That bruiser junglers build lethality. They turn into your Rengars, your Talons, and your Zeds. But here's the thing. Those champions have a lot more mobility or a lot more utility. These bruiser champions, they're designed to go in and stay in. So once again, in that previous fight, we just saw Vi go in and get blown up in return. That's the problem of playing these sort of assassin-y roles. Now, I'm assuming that's an Infinity Edge that Vi is going into. Because that would be her 3rd crit item, and it wouldn't surprise me either. Because once again, crit cloak, I don't know what else that could be. We're gonna get a replay here, and so once again, look at this Vi just devours this freaking Renekton. Bomb, bomb. Oh my Lord, have mercy. And then here, once again, Sejuani just goes in, and she eats so much damage. This is the beautiful thing about these aftershock junglers, and see, we've seen these aftershock, sorry, champions, not junglers, champions in general. But then here, the Vi just gets instantly blown up. And that's the problem when you're playing a champion like Vi. You can't go back in on a Sejuani when you're an assassin. And here, just like, once again, this is just like, just pocketing free gold. Here, if the Ziggs just moved it a little bit to the left, he could have, oh, okay, we're not going to see that bit, but if he would have altered a bit more forward, he could have maybe hesitated them and made them move back. Meanwhile, I'm going to assume that we've got a dragon coming up soon, because it seems... Oh, never mind the pick onto Tristana. Oh, that was disgusting. And then I'm going with the dashes. Vi is an assassin. The team is back up. Nautilus and Ezreal are here. The Taric ult is going to come down to neglect a lot of this damage here, which they do get a return kill. Ziggs is on the way, but this has been a very stalled out 3v4 because of the Taric ultimate. Meanwhile, Taric is donking. Taric has brought Sejuani back up to relevancy. Never mind, as he goes down, Ziggs is trying to finish off the Ezreal, who leaves away. Taric just flashed onto, Nautilus just flashed onto the Ziggs, but it might be his death sentence as he is gone. Meanwhile, we have a 1v1 in the top lane. Renekton 2 levels down. He don't give a damn. He is the crocodile. Casante's like, hey, Renekton, I might need some new shoes. Renekton might turn him into some new pair of shoes. That was... Oh, sorry, maybe my eyes was deceiving me there. Cassante is actually level 16 and Renekton's level 14. Level 15 now, as he got a level up in the middle of that fight. They have done such a fantastic job of shutting down this Renekton, and Cassante's just like, okay, cool, I've outscaled you now. I'm going to take over this game. That's a 2-5-6 Cassante versus a 5-7-0 Renekton, and it's even gold for them. That is disgusting. Oh. So, watch this Tristana. Blown up instantly. Somehow Ahri whiffs the charm, but it is what it is. And so then, once again, this is the problem with the Vi. The Vi is trying to punch the Sejuani for some reason, which, okay, I get it, she's the only one there. But then here, it's just like, when you see that Taric ult start to cast, you need to leave. And you need to maybe look for the next squishy. Ahri then just gets sort of... Ahri's going to then walk away? No? I thought Ahri finishes there. Ziggs lives on a... Ezreal lives on a slither of health as he takes the teleport out. Taric flashes onto the Ahri there, finishing him off. And then, once again, Nautilus flashed onto the Ziggs and didn't go well. Meanwhile, there is a pick onto the Nautilus. Pick gets blown up. Sejuani pushing forward with the re-engage. Renekton teleporting in. He's a little bit behind. They're trying to run him down. Ziggs using ultimate to make some space. Cassante is in the front line. He's going to be tanking everything. He gets a 2-man W. It's a 2-man Q. Is he going to press R? No, he gets bursted. Ahri is not getting resets. Ezreal's too low. Tristana is jumping. There's one. There's two. It doesn't matter. Ahri's got ultimate. Renekton is trying to dash forward. Vi says, I'll do the same. And we have a 0 for 3. Wow. So, Dark Lord, do you want to talk about how this Sejuani and Taric tankiness is just out-sustaining a lot of the pick potential from the other side?
I don't think I can. As they're going it, they could just end, I think.
They really could.
I think they are.
Vi's in mid.
Oh, they're backing off, okay. I think that Nautilus just came... Oh no, that Nautilus didn't die, okay. I thought he died for a second. That whole fight before all started off from the Dragon Pit, with Deck taking the Dragon, and then quickly hurrying to the bot lane to try and escape. But then Nautilus hook, and that was it. Well, actually, I could just bring up the replay while I'm talking about it. There you go, Nautilus hook gets absolutely stunned and locked. And now here, this is one thing I would like the Ziggs to have synced up with. Sejuani ults the Ezreal. Ziggs ult should come in right now if it was up instead of a second later. That would have done a lot more damage there. And there's Cassante going in to try and, I'm guessing, to shield the team. That's something I would have done as a top player and just gone, hey, run, just leave me, I'll take the dive, but they didn't, and from that one fight they were able to get the tower, get the inhib. They've got the gold now. It's only 0.6k. It's not a lot, but it is now swinging in the favour, and now they can push for the Baron.
So this. Oh wow, the Renekton's getting bursted out. So this is Vi with the Infinity Edge, and we're just seeing that Cassante going super deep. Tristana has fully stacked up with her tempo. She is popping off here. She just needs to press W, and there's Ezreal, and then be careful, there's a Vi. Never mind, she flashes over. That's probably game. Wow.
Well, probably is game. So we are going to get a game 3 here.
Oh my god, what is that? Wait, what's the RTP? Huh? Surely they're just gonna tower dive Ari, right? There's no CC up. Tristana could maybe, yeah, they're just gonna block the towers. You got Tristana and Ziggs there.
It's going to get the kill. Stat paddle.
A summoner has disconnected.
Wow. Wow. So good news, I'm gonna get a third game. Bad news, I might not have a voice for it. But
I don't know why you're posted the fucking the game codes for the next game in the Twitch chat, Lewis. Thank you
Wait,
for that.
what?
I've just literally seen one of the players in the game has just posted the game chat, the game code for the next game. Good job.
So we've got Ezreal Victor in the chat, and then we've got this guy as well.
But that was again another game where it was swinging back and forth, but this time Mace deck of cards came out ahead.
And that's so beautiful, and I think once again I feel so bad that I sort of slept on the top laner there, because that Renekton did really well that game. That was, and once again we saw how well he did with the Scion, right? And so once again, I think where he was quite limited by the champion, this Renekton, he was able to get so much done. Unfortunately, in that mid game, they did do a decent job of nullifying him, and this assassin crit Vi was able to get so much value. But then the problem is, once again, like with these bruiser champions going full damage, you kill one person, that's it. Where if you go their traditional builds, you lock down one person, you hope your team kills them, and then you move on, right? And then you get more value. So it's just like with the Vi player, I kind of wish they had a bit more of a duck and dive. And I do feel the Nautilus player seemed to be very disconnected from his team. It seemed like there was a lot of hooks that he wanted to do, but his team wasn't necessarily ready for, which hopefully going into game 3 once again, like trying to come back from a loss can be really difficult historically speaking. So hopefully, I mean, we've just seen Mace deck of cards do it. Hopefully we can see that they can do it as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And if we're looking at this gold difference, this is like, okay, it's not the exact same, but
very similar.
It's very similar to the last game where it was on the other side. It was Mace who had the gold lead throughout the game, and then oh wait, no, they did, sorry, I fucking read that wrong. Yeah, they had the gold lead throughout the game, but this time they were able to bring it back. And I think it all just stemmed from that one fight after the dragon. After they took I believe it was the Hextech dragon, I don't know why it's showing that order, and then were chased down to the bot lane. That whole fight from there just snowballed them all the way to the inhib, and then back to the Baron pit where they were able to take it off and win. That Ziggs, well, I think that whole comp was good. I think you were saying it that you preference the deck of cards comp
Yes, I did.
from that game.
I preference the comp, and the thing is, once again, this is the beautiful thing about League, and this is what we all enjoy about League, is just like, you can have all of the statistics in the world, and statistics are useful, but it's games like... Once again, I gave you the statistics that red side had the better comp. I also gave you the statistics that blue side had the sort of momentum. There we go. Struggling to find that word. They had the momentum to come into this game, but then once again, Mace deck of cards, that is such a fantastic skill to have, to be able to be like, okay guys, we dropped game one, it happens, this is what we're going to do, boom 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 boom. So credit where credit's due, Mace deck of cards, well done for getting the better team comp and then executing it. The beautifulness of executing it, that was fantastic. We're going into game 3 now, and I think going into game 3, Nameless's jungler, I feel like we just need to get him on that HP AD Conqueror sort of champions, because you can tell by the playstyle that even if he is playing lethality, like the other value is like he's still playing it as if it's normal. So once again, we saw him do well on the Jax. Okay, Vi is what it is. You're not going to get Jarvan because Jarvan's getting banned. Okay, cool. We're going to move on to the next one now. There's I can't think of them off the top of my head. I'm thinking like Pantheon, but I know there's others I can't bring off the top of my head. Meanwhile, on the other side, we saw that the top laner in Renekton and the ADC in Tristana, they're doing well. Fantastic. Keep doing it. Keep pushing it. This Sejuani pick was such a fantastic setup, and we could... I'm not sure how viable Maokai jungle is, but that would bring so much setup, and that could give your team what they needed. So I'm really excited to see the draft of Game 3.
So am I, but we will have to wait and find out as we go to the break. So grab a drink, you know, grab some snacks. I believe one of the players is smelling nachos, you know, grab some nachos. I love nachos. Grab something, because this last game, game 3 of week 2, is going to be a banger, as we've just seen with both these games. So don't go anywhere. welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a banger of a series. We are at game 3 here. This is Mace deck of cards versus Nameless, and well, it's been such a banger that Sai is losing his voice right now. It's just been going back and forth, constant action, that this guy is yapping for all the mandem in South London right now. Oh, and we are just waiting on these teams to start the draft of game 3. Interested to see what champs they pull out this time, you know, especially in the top lane. Very interested in the top lane and in the jungle, because that is where most of the impact of both games have come from. We've already seen, I believe from Nameless, we've already seen the Ambassador, we've seen the Cassante, 2 bullshit champions, but what we're going to see now, where's the opposite side? We've seen the Scion, we've seen the Renekton, and it seems to be that it's every other game the top lane is Cook, but then if we look at the jungle, you know, we had Vi last game, Assassin champ, I think, and before that was the Jax, and you could see the trend there. The issue was, especially in one of those fights, that Vi, the moment she goes in and ults and does her combo, that's it. You know, she couldn't really go back in to effect. It was just in and then out. Compared to with the Jax, in the first game, there's a lot more impact. You know, could go in and stay in. Was a lot more tankier. Compared to, oh, I forgot, it was Sejuani game 2. What was game 1? For
Game 1 was Xin Zhao.
Xin Zhao, that was it, Xin Zhao. The Sejuani, more tankier than Xin, did a lot better. Was able to, you know, I think was a lot more impactful, because the Xin, sure, the Xin could go with a Q, I think it's, yeah, QE combo, you know, and get in to start engaging fights, but I don't think we saw that in game 1. Whereas here in game 2, we saw that with the Sejuani. You know, we saw the ults go out, and I don't think I saw a whiff of an ult, you know, so props to you. We saw the ults go out, we saw the link up with other melee champs, you know, to get the stacking, to get that E off and lock down the champion, stun them. And then because they were a lot more tankier, they could sustain a lot longer. So I'm curious to see what those lanes, you know, come out with, because for me, those 2 lanes in both teams, the top and the jungle, are the most impactful. I think ADC, even though in the first game the Mel was very big, I think had the most gold, done about damage. I haven't seen it from the ADC, from both ADCs in both teams. Now I did see someone in the chat that they're potentially going to pick a Kali support. We shall see. Yeah, we shall just see, because I don't believe it. And also, going off the match history, I believe the Akali will be better in the top, but that'll be just completely going against the current meta of these games, which is just tank bruises. Do you know what I'd like to see? You know, and for all of you that, you know, maybe haven't watched the other tournaments for the last 2 years, I'm going to put it out there already. You know, I want to see a little Teemo. I want to see a little shit running around the field. I haven't seen that yet in the summer. You know, normally I put a bounty out to see who can play it and win. I'm just chatting shit because we are currently waiting for a player to come back so we can start the draft. Oh no, scratch that. They've gone in. We'll just go into draft. And it's similar bounds from both game 1 and game 2, with now the Hui picked first pick for Mace deck of cards and a straight counter pick off Aurora in the mid lane. The Nameless. Now this will be interesting. And a Briar. Ooh. Is this the first Briar of the tournament? I don't know. Maybe Mr. Day Zero can tell me in the chat if this is the first Briar of the tournament. This is definitely an assassin type, you know, jungler. This is definitely following that Jax and that vibe, but Briar isn't as tanky, but she is sustainable. She can sustain. She can get back that health. And we're seeing the counter to that is the Wukong. Okay, I don't know. I can see the Wukong for the engage part of it, but I don't know how I feel. We have to see what the rest of the comp looks like. And is that a Tam Kench? It is a Tam Kench. Now, is that a Tam support or is that a Tam top? You know, because you can do some very sneaky things, Tam top. You know, you just ult them, bring them to your tower, chuck them underneath there, do a bit more damage. We'll have to see. And we have the Kai'Sa. Most likely that's going to be Kai'Sa for the bot lane. For Nameless, a bit more, looking back on it, more engaging champion. You had the Ezreal the last game. The first game you had the Caitlyn, who was nowhere. I think we're looking at same bands here, the Smolder. So Nameless definitely in the second wave of bands, focusing out on the ADC, trying to reduce that champion pool. Are we going to see similar bands from the deck of cards? Shall see. Oh, Rel. Okay. Don't think we saw that. Dan. And yeah, Jinx, yeah, just limiting that ADC pool. Nameless are doing 2 deck of cards, but what shall we see from the cards? No, is it Rakan? It's that support, ladies and gentlemen. I have played this game for many years and I don't know any of the champions' names. Don't worry about it. He's that bird guy. So support bands. So support bands in the second wave for the deck of cards, and we have Renata in the bot lane. Okay, I can see that working well with the Briar. Yeah, I can see that working well with the Briar, especially that Briar goes into, you know, try and assassinate a bunch of people. The Renata can put out the ult, especially if the Briar is falling down, like on health, or is about to die, pull out that ult, and Briar will probably get something back from that. So, okay, I can see that link up. What will deck of cards pick? They don't pick anything. We love that. We love that. They are not playing with the top laner. Oh, no, sorry. They're not playing with an ADC. Because they have... So that Tam is for the top if this Blitz is the last. Oh. Okay, well, the website bugged out there because Blitz was the support pick. Oh, I love a Blitz. This is... I can see, and it's a Sivir. So we can see the Blitz hooks into the Wukong. Is it Q? I don't play Wukong. I can see a lot going on at that deck of cards, but what is the top laner for Nameless? As we wait, what are we going to see? What do you use to counter Tam Kench? Now, I believe I played against Tam Kench in the first split. Oh, it's a Gragas. Oh, I do love a Gragas. We're going to see some lovely kegs actions. Hopefully, we're able to see this. This is a very different to the first two games in the top lane, especially for Nameless, because, you know, Gragas being more AP type champion compared to the other two games where he was the top laner was playing Cassante and Ambessa. Gragas completely different champions, so it's very interesting. So what do you think, Si? These two lineups.
Lots to talk about here. With Nameless, I love the fact that once again we've got Nameless as jungler on a AD Conqueror like type of champions. Normally Briar takes press the attack, but hopefully this is a AD HP build and not another lethality build. Saying that lethality Briar is actually better than Vi. For team comps, I'm trying to think. It feels really close because once again everyone's super mid-rangey, like, and there's such the side of deck of cards is so tanky, and Nameless have so much area of effect with Renata, Gragas, Aurora, and so I actually kind of don't know which one I want to go for here, because top lane's going to be quite boring, because both champions of, like, Gragas has to be the initiator in that lane because it's very hard to get onto a Gragas. Gragas chooses the fight that he takes. In the jungle, Wukong technically has an advantage, but we're talking about like straight 1-to-1s. The skirmishes will tell it all. Mid lane, I'll be entirely honest with you, I have no idea. I'm not even going to pretend for a second like I understand this matchup. I thought Aurora might struggle in this matchup, but she is a burst champion. Hwei is a poke champion. The Hwei player does have great map awareness, as we saw from his Ziggs game. Aurora is a great an assassin player, as we've seen from the Ahri game. So I think both mid laners are going to be really locked in. I think top laners are going to be really locked in. I think junglers are really good. The bot lane side now. So we've got Crank. Now this Blitzcrank played Taric and Karma. I think that's fine. Renata played Nautilus and Vel'Koz. This is fine. So I think those eight players specifically, I think it's quite even, and I think it's quite going to be an excited game. Now when it comes to the ADC, I feel like the Kaiser player hasn't been that consistent, because in the Caitlyn game kept getting blown up. The Ezreal game kept getting blown up. I think I'm going to give this to deck of cards purely because of ADC diff. I think the rest of the lanes is very 50-50, but I think the ADC diff might be the way here. So yeah, I'm putting my points on Mace.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, you should put your points on who you think will win Game 3. Predictions are live, so spend those Stimo coins. You know, let's see who you're betting for. Right, I think both previous games it was just the votes were just for Nameless, and especially Game 2, all three of you that voted did lose all those coins. But Sire, guess what?
What?
I have saved you. Well, I haven't. Someone else has. You're saved, sir. You won't need to yap as much. You can color cast this game. We have a new play-by-play.
Ooh,
back from the dead. You know, we took him out at the end of the Winter Open. Jack personally put a bullet in his head. We have the Master Waffler. It is, of course, Eunice.
no way!
and he doesn't know how to use his fucking own stuff. This fucking AV tech over here, you know,
Hello,
bringing out everything. My God.
it's me. Do you know what it was? I'll tell you what happened there. I mess around with my mic sometimes to let my daughter hear herself so she can play around with the mic, and I forgot to reverse the setting before I close the window. But hey, it's good to be back. How's it going, Sai? It's been a while. And also, Aaron, thank you for having me here. Great job, by the way. You guys have been killing it so far. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
my throat's been getting killed, so I appreciate you coming on.
I'm here to do what I do best, pretend I know what's going on, just call to action, and let everybody have a good time as we get into game 3 of Nameless versus Mace deck of cards. I can't read what that says.
Yeah, I know.
Can we change the color on that font? My
We've
goodness.
said this before, that is just ridiculous.
But it's also the fact that it's blue on blue, so I'm like, do I need spectacles? Anyway,
We should probably just call them deck of cards. That would be much easier.
or Mace deck
Or mace, yeah, either or.
cards. I don't know. Who knows? All right. So game 3, it's been pretty close so far. The fact that we're in a game 3
Very close.
in itself is a testament to both of these guys, how close they're how closely matched they are, which is something you like to see in in a tournament like this, where the matchups tend to be kind of polarizing, just like 2-0 on one side or 2 on the other. But a game 3, you guys are in for a treat. You gotta enjoy this one, embrace it. I just realized that I forgot to get my fan, and I've closed my window and my door.
Go. We still have loading the screen.
Aaron, can you take over before I sweat my flipping? You're gonna start seeing it like dripping down my forehead. It's already begun. My PC's crying. Oh my goodness, I completely forgot.
It's all right. Go. I'll talk about the drip.
Right. You guys enjoy the drip. I'll be back in a bit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be keeping an eye on the Kaiser, because once again, Kaiser is a very well-loved champion by Riot and by the community. So let's get the drip check. Let's see how the skins are on the players. We are taking a long time in this transitional scene. Hopefully the game isn't broke.
We'll load in a second. The camera, our lovely cinematic cameras just need to warm up a bit. Whereas Unis needs to cool down, it just needs to warm.
Got you.
Alright.
Okay, here we go. Drip check. 1 2 1 2. Gragas Classic. Briar with the Primordial and the Prestige on the Kaiser skin. I thought as much. On the enemy team, we have Arcade Blitzcrank, the new Sun Beach Hawaii skin, and Akana Tom Kench, and some cheap ass Wukong skin. I ain't gonna lie. Respectfully, a cheap ass Wukong skin.
Damn, no respect for the Wu skin? That's crazy.
Dude, it's like 480 RP. Meanwhile, speaking of no respect, Aurora not paying attention to what's going on here. Oh, freaking hell, they're banging in top lane. What the hell is this?
Respect is something that you gotta earn in a lane matchup. In a 1v1, you gotta earn that respect. And sometimes it's just from being stupid, making dumb choices, charging in head first, being bullish. Look, you see what Kama's doing right now? Straight in there. Bullying the Gragas, establishing dominance, is exactly what you gotta do. But hey, game 3 has begun. Sai, who are you placing your points on to win this one?
Alright, I played too much League because when you said Karma was a certain aggressiveness, I was looking for the champion. That's game 1, boss man. That's game 1, mate.
We already passed that point. What do you mean Karma's on screen? Yeah, sorry.
I believe I put my points onto deck of cards as I think the other with the 8 players outside of the ADC role, I think it's all 50-50. I think they've all done really well. I think, unfortunately, it will just be ADC diff, as the Kaiser player hasn't done much, where Severe has sort of been constantly blowing her up throughout the entire series.
Fair enough. So definitely one to keep an eye on is Damon down in the bot lane. Hakuryu running the Blitz as well. I think it's fair to say Blitz is still a rare treat, right? Not somebody you see too often in a comp setting.
No, Blitz is over time, Blitz has lost a lot of value, and it's so difficult because Blitz hook value is so good. But the problem is that a lot of players are hooking tanks. And there's just a lot of champions you don't want to hook. And once again, Blitzcrank is suffering from an outdated kit. Chances are we'll probably get a rework for him by like 2030.
No, that's too ambitious,
think I'm joking?
2035. Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. There are definitely... Wait, say again?
I was going to say the MMO still won't be out by then.
No. The MMO, look, dude, listen. We'll be retired, in our nice, comfortable lounge chairs, which massage your ankles. Probably having like 6 different pills a day, and then maybe the MMO will come out by then. But until then, Karma Chameleon is really charging in onto Squeakle, putting in a lot of pain. Oh, but hold on a second. Squeakle with the Gragas, trying to get the regen. Oh, flash cute. Misses, goes wide, pops the emote as well, but hold on a second. In goes the belly flop. The Drunken Rage in session. Flash coming out from Squeakle. That's 1 auto and 400 Gs going over to Karma Chameleon. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, got a little scuffle, but nothing to write home about.
So, Tahm Kench as a champion, not the player. Just want to clarify, I'm talking about the champion. Tahm Kench is a disgusting champion because for about 2/3 of that fight, he was tanking the whole goddamn fucking minion wave, and he's going to do it again. He's going to do it again.
But hold on, there's 2 minion waves this time, and he'll do it again. Yeah, I mean, while it definitely was a good play from Karma Chameleon, Tahm Kench definitely benefits from, having that gray life in his kit. I mean, you can see it right now as it's building up. He's taking damage. He's, oh my god, that goes wide. Karma Chameleon, please. 3 stacks onto Gragas and you miss? You hate to see it. Great response, though, from Squeakle. He's going to run away with the phase rush. Good sidestep as well. Very nice. Ooh.
Another thing to talk about is, unfortunately, like I feared, this Briar is going full lethality with Halo Blades. So we may see something similar. Meanwhile, we've got another all-in here on the top lane. He doesn't have flash. It does.
He
ult hit.
Damn.
That ult range is huge.
I can't believe that hit. That was actually kind of insane. Can we get a replay on that ult range? Aaron, I know you can work your magic. Oh, what was that? That was nice. Look, check this out. W's
in the bush.
Yeah, Yeah, auto. Oh. Do you know what that was? That was minion block. It was probably his pathfinding forced him to go back.
3v3 in the bot lane.
Oh, but hold on a second. Wukong's hiding on the sides. They don't even know it. Briar tries to go in to make something happen. Yeah. Uses her shout, but hold on a second. Kaiser flashes in to try and get something. The Ignite is on her, but Kavi is in the backline, wreaking havoc. Manages to get a kill onto Pathos. Renata is going to go down as well. Kaiser fighting for her life. Flashes in. The flash! Takes slow her autos, but she still gets 1 kill, 2, 3. Damn. Double with a response for Hakuryu, but overall, I'd say that's a net win for Nameless. Actually, no. That was even. That was even.
It was for deck of cards because they had to commit mid laner. It goes towards deck of cards because Hawaii then. Oh my god, this top lane, bro. These top laners are the most manliest of men in this top lane. And if either of you are women, I apologize. But you guys are manly up there. Just perma banging, bro. Just shower fights, taking out towels, whipping it. Jesus Christ.
That is straight caveman behavior. You see target be hit.
Oh my god. Okay, so something to point out there, which once again, ladies and gentlemen, this Kaiser is 2-1, right? And Severe is just getting some. Look, Severe's supposed to be winning this lane, so the fact that Kaiser got those 2 kills, it does generate Kaiser an advantage where she wouldn't normally have. But look here, pay attention because this Kaiser flash is going to be very greedy. So they try to go all in. It goes on Blitzcrank. Beautiful hook from Blitzcrank. Beautiful hook from Renata into the Blitzcrank hook. Kaiser flashes forward, doesn't find the kill. Wukong value is going to be insane here. He's getting value from his passive and from Triumphant. He gets the E and then he walks away trying to kite back to hope the zombie times out. And then look at the flash punch. Boom. That almost saves him. That almost does it. The barrier bait is so late. And the fact that Aurora had to come down bot to try and neutralize that is really, really bad. Meanwhile, the manliest of men just... They're men.
Nothing says manly man quite like a man using a beer keg as a weapon.
Bro, I feel like I'm watching Undertaker and Kane just up there. They're just taking in turns to chokeslam themselves, bro. Like,
oh my goodness! Down goes Kane. Down goes Undertaker. Hold on a second.
Oh, not again!
Look, it's the most exciting lane so far in the game. Drunken Rage coming out. Oh, good sidestep. Okay, hold on a second. Squeakle is actually kind of... I think despite the early start, Squeakle's kind of got the movement. But hold on a second. You're about to get Tom Kenched if you're not careful. 3 stacks to his name. I mean, scuffle down in the bot lane. Mid lane, we have an engage from Dopey Maid. Oh, not from Dopey Maid. From Kavi once again onto Lauklin. And down goes the Aurora. Yeah, I think Kavi is definitely one to watch for this game.
So what we're seeing from the Gragas there is Gragas has opted to go Storm Raiders and then also get boots because it's really important to dodge these Tarm Qs. This Tarm is healing 150 health per Q. I believe that is triggering his Undying Grasp as well, by the way. But meanwhile, we've got a fight in top lane. The shield is going up. He's auto-attacking him down. He can't Q him as a minion was in the way, and they is going down. It is 2-2. They have the least farm in the game. Both of them.
But the most kills. Well,
the most kills and probably the most damage. Dark Lord, can we see the damage? Because those two must have the highest one. Because they... Yeah!
That says it all, really. And Gragas having more speaks for itself as well. It's just how it goes against Tom Kench. Oh no, but no mana. Run down with a red buff. Tough times for Squeak, who overstayed his welcome. Kavi's gonna pick up another kill and now has the most kills in the game.
No gentleman's agreement. Wukong gang talk. Like, Gragas should be flaming Briar right now.
It's over. Honor is dead. Pathos now has to he has to do his part.
Big thing to note here, Wukong is the first person to complete his item and then some. Meanwhile, speaking of which, Briar is here trying to all in the time, but baby girl, you are full lethality. You are not going to do much. Gragas coming in, he does... Oh my god, what an interaction! I've never seen that before.
Hold on a second, pops his great life to get a shield, but here comes Kavi once again. He's gonna pop Cyclone once again, spins around, smacks him up a couple times, and that's a double kill going over to Kavi. I mean, look, the Triforce is obviously already in effect, and you know, already seeing some value. So very nicely done,
bro. That Wukong. That gank was so good, I didn't even see it. Did you? I did not see him slide into my DMs there.
I'm not even paying attention. I didn't see nothing.
I didn't see it at all, bro. Oh my god. So let's see this interaction again. So the hitbox is still inside Tom, which I believe is something similar happens with Fiddlestick's ult. And here it pushes. That's insane. Thank god the Proto Belt was here. And then where's the Wukong? Like, I can see him on the map. And then he just pulls up. Oh my god, that is such a devastating... Briar should have been there earlier, I guess. Jungle diff.
I think what it was, I don't know. To me, it looked like Pathos engaged too early, because if they jumped in at the same time, right, that could have possibly gone a different way. Especially seeing how Tom Kench almost died, you know. But I am but a humble commentator. I don't know what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, the mages have been infected with top lane fever, having their own 1v1. The Dopey Maid's going to pick up another kill. Hold on a second. Kaiser focusing.
Super deep.
Oh. Blitz. Oh, yeah. Projectile follows. Merge going to be able to pick up that one. As that's going to be Blitz's second kill. Storm? Wait, hold on a second. That's not Storm Razor, is it?
Storm Surge on Aurora. I'm assuming you're friend.
No, the item that Kaiser just picked up. What's that one called? I forgot.
Static Shift. It's the new Static Shift.
Oh my god. Put me back in League Classic, man. I can't do new icons.
Oh god. So one thing to point out is that, you know, we mentioned that Briar and Gragas haven't been able to sync up. We saw this in the first game. You know, Ambessa, when they were playing Ambessa Jax, they are struggling on their timing. Like once again, the sort of jungler just isn't in this game Briar is just not being patient enough, and you just need to wait for either your top lane to get into position, or you need to communicate these dives, especially when these both champions normally have the same game plan. These two necessarily don't, because once again it's a bit difficult. This is the lethality Briar, by the way. Remember this, guys, as once again he's trying to all in a tanky Tom, and he does have R. He could have just R'd straight after the stun, but once again Wukong is here. Briar, you need to stop. Briar, you need to stop. It doesn't matter what I want. Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was extremely questionable from Pathos. I'm not too sure what the objective was there. You know, it's one thing to pressure somebody away from lane, but to follow them all the way to their turret like that, that's a little too cocky of a play.
It seems like I think the Briar player, I mean, once again, we are in our third game. This could just be fatigue. Meanwhile, Kaiser turning it on and just flipping it. The blitz hook. Oh my god, he's actually gonna.
Wow. You know what? That was almost clutch until it wasn't.
You know what? I feel like the Kaiser player heard what I said in lobby about her, and she's really, she was like, "Oh, you think I'm a bad ADC? Yeah, you think my Ezreal and Caitlyn are crap? Say less. I'm gonna carry this game." And then dies.
Just took it to heart. I mean, look, some things change, but some things have to stay the same. You know, you can't be completely perfect. But yeah, Merge definitely is having a good game so far. 1.4 thousand gold in their favor, 5 kills to their name. Yeah, definitely performing. As opposed to Damon, who is currently 0-2, 1.2k down. You know, the CS is still quite close, but I'm not even gonna acknowledge this wet noodle fight that's going on in top lane. You guys have seen enough of it already. But check that out, really nice ult there from Merge, and also the Renata. I saw the vision. You know, dive in, take the turret aggro. If you die, Blitz is probably going to get killed, and then, you know, you can res. But unfortunately, the turret was still focused on her. Meanwhile, side the impossible has been done. Pathos has finally found that 1v1 kill onto Chameleon, only because he was low after winning the 1v1 versus Squeakle. And then transitions into a Herald focus, but Mountain Dragon was picked up while all that was going on.
So I'm spotting a trend. If I chat shit about a player, they want to prove me wrong. So like, I'm down. You know, if you guys are listening, hi guys, best of luck in your games. Lock in.
No. You don't say best of luck. You say I hope you lose, because then they perform really well.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Speaking of performing really well, even though that Aurora just gave the biggest backshot to Dopey ever, Wukong is definitely delivering these backshots with his empowered Q, Sundered Sky Triforce Proc. He's the first guy on 2 items, and this is insane. Also, another thing that we didn't actually cast is oh, sorry, we got this gank in top lane, but they're just going to burst down this Tom again. Briar is just right here repeatedly and is trying to assassinate freaking Tom. But Tom is surviving so much. One thing to go back to here is that in the previous solo kill that Briar technically got, Tom just actually solo killed Gragas. So that's why he was low and Briar was able to finish that off. Briar has now finished her second item with not Hex Drinker, with Profane Hydra, as Wukong has finished Hex Drinker. Getting Hex Drinker for Aurora only? Question mark? Oh no, sorry, Gragas as well. My apologies. And yeah, the split between Kaiser. Okay, never mind, that does make sense. Sorry, I was just like, well, Wukong, you're facing Briar here. Like, there's a bit of lethality. I think you might want to invest in maybe some HP, not necessarily armor, but you get armor from your kit, right?
He's analyzed the situation. Don't worry. Oh my god! Look at that damage chart.
Oh my god. Yo, can we give an award for manly men? Like,
it will go straight to Squeakle for this game, because 15.8k damage. Yeah, I mean when you're just playing against the meat shield, it's kind of expected. Oh, Blitz gonna get pulled away from the turret. Kaiser just ripping away. This turret is not gonna stand for too long either. Probably like 300 HP to its name. But Aurora, they saw it in the bush. Wards did catch her, and well done to them for having, the map awareness to notice. But that's going to be a bot turret going down, as the top one has already crumbled.
Kaiser is doing so well. Wow, this is a different player, it feels like. Meanwhile, these two are not different players by any stretch of the imagination. Just come at me, bro. My cooldowns are available. Let's go. And Brian is here again.
Battles is back. Let's go.
Leave him alone.
Oh my god, it's Briar with the steel chair.
He's already dead.
Oh my goodness. How many times must this happen? I mean, look, Tom Kinch may have died 5 times, but he took the first turret for a reason. That's all I'm saying. Meanwhile, mid lane, Lauklin with the Aurora. Oh, lands on the Kaiser, immediate flash. But Wukong is there with the Cyclone follow-up. Oh my god, that shield was humongous. Kavi does make it out though, having to flash out, but wait a second, Briar is here, so is Blitzcrank. Knock up into the I forgot what his name is, flipping away projectile, and down goes Briar. Did Laukan just snipe somebody? I don't know what just happened. Somebody got sniped.
He came in from the wall spit and assassinated.
Blitz got sniped. Okay.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so many things to talk about here. So we'll watch this. So once again, Briar just fully goes for it. Spell shields the stun, and then you're gonna see this Blitzcrank actually perfectly hooked into max range tower shot here, and then Aurora comes off on the side. There it is. Yep. And gets taken out. Wow, this is a mad third game. This is really crazy. I can't get over the fact that this Briar gang's top have been working so consistently, especially where because your bot side is winning, so go bot, right? And when I said Briar, you need to go gank top, I meant you need to gank it once. Gragas got a gank, you gank it once, not gank it 7 times in a fucking row.
And pre level 6 at least.
This is so similar to the Vi versus Cassante game, where it's just Vi and Cassante just brutalized the Renekton, right? And he's just doing it again. He's just food. Brother, you might as well get a hubris with the way you're playing. If you want to keep farming Tom Kench. That being said, Gragas has 6 deaths while Tom only has the 5.
Yeah, I mean, that speaks for itself, you know. Tom Kench is obviously doing something right for Gragas to be dead 6 times as opposed to his 5. But, you know, Tom's deaths only started to pick up after Pathos was making his way top more. Level 14 Briar, 15 now. That is a good point. Something worth highlighting, you know. Pathos is farming like crazy. Is still picking up a lot of XP around the map. So while he may be skirmishing a lot, he's still
Renato on the Rift Herald. Go for that line.
Okay, interesting use of the Rift Herald. Tom Kench is the immediate target. Does eat the Renato ult. Hold on a second. Okay, the backline immediately ambushes massive Gragas ult in the back. Kavi trying to make something happen with the 4-man Cyclone, but unfortunately is by himself, so not much is going to happen with it. Hui is the final member, walking away, trying to escape and, you know, not hand over some more gold. But wow, that was great. Really nicely done by the Nameless team.
That was so beautiful. And one thing I was going to bring up was that I feel like we haven't seen Briar ults. And before I could even say it, there was our first one. And so it was, I believe we saw a Briar ultied with Gragas. I believe Gragas flashed Eid over the Dragon Pit into that try. I'm sure we'll get a replay here. So yeah, Renato goes for this flank and releases, I believe this ability is called Takedown, something like that. Shoots it out. Gragas is looking for an angle. Briar yeets it onto the Wukong clone, and then Aurora and Gragas jump. That's what it is. It was Aurora and Gragas jump in the back line. And Kaiser is playing back to front. She ults forward here. Gragas is trying to push their way off. And this was just so clean. 2 kills onto Briar here, which, okay, yeah, maybe that hubris might not be such a bad idea. Getting a reload. We're seeing the Kaiser here. Kaiser's the one that's actually ripping apart the Tom. Kaiser and I believe Briar was also there because she altered the clone, so then switched targets to the Tom. Wukong trying to get Cyclone value out, but once again, when Gragas and Aurora jump and burst your backline, no one can follow up on your ultimate. And this was just so unfortunate that it was in such a tight area. And in those tight areas, that's where you're going to get the best value out of these Gragas ultimates, out of these Aurora ultimates, out of these Renata ultimates, etc., etc.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to point out from, I mean, I do want to highlight Lauklin with the Aurora did a really nice job of, you know, placing that Aurora ult right, just close enough to the tri-bush that they were able to not only jump over but also hit 3 members of the deck team, you know. So yeah, really nice stuff there from these guys. Now maybe posturing for a Baron as we see the vision is being cleared out by Karma Chameleon. But hold on a second, the deck team are gonna try and make a response. Out comes the Aurora ult. Wow, Pathos managing to delete Kavi, but is gonna go down in kind by Dopey. The madness is happening all over the place in the lane. Oh, Kaiser trying to dash out to survive. Down goes Renata, and the Renata W trying to save his ADC unfortunately isn't gonna make anything happen. But
so we just had a fight where it was like heavily favored for Nameless, and now deck of cards have just flipped it. Brother, what am I watching? What am I watching? I'm so confused.
I wish I could tell you. I'm just a guy. I'm just, you know, I'm just a spectator like you.
Right, okay, so both junglers have 3 items. Everyone's on 2 items. Sorry, Kaiser's on 3.5. And unfortunately, so if we get a chance to see the replay, Blitz actually tries to go for a flash hook, but then it gets stopped by the Tom. Never mind, we'll come back to that in a second. So yeah, watch the first hook. Wukong Cyclone stops it, and then the Renata ult comes down to buy time, and then we're going to see that the Gragas comes in, but then you think things are dire, but then there's a beautiful damage coming out from the mid lane. Again, all of those people there. Blitzcrank hook goes wide. Kaiser's in the Tom. Kaiser ults away. Kaiser has zombie on her. Maybe doesn't necessarily realize it. Unfortunately, probably not caught out in comms or just through the raw panic, as the Wukong engage really caught everyone off guard, including myself.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely seems like there was a little bit of miscommunication with the team, and you know, trying not to step on each other's toes, if you will.
Brian coming in. They're trying to burst down.
Chameleon is down. three people getting knocked up. My goodness, health bars just disappeared as now the deck team are fully activated. Once again, cleaning out 3 members of the Nameless team. Great sidestep there from Lauklin. Pops the ult to try to escape. Very nicely done to get to the blast cone, and is gonna make it out of there. So yeah, easy Baron.
Okay, so this is the problem with this Briar that I've mentioned before. Once again, it's full lethality Briar. Briar's trying to engage into 3 people. I don't think maybe she saw that there was 3, but there was 2. And Briar thought she could be Himothy, and unfortunately, you're not, because once again, you're full lethality. You don't have the HP, you don't have the AD, you don't have the survivability. And Renata, come in. You want to check out this Baron? Have a look. Come right here, madam. Right this way,
Oh my god. You know what? That was incredible timing from Hakuryu. The fact that if that was planned, right? If he actually paid attention to the map from the very beginning and saw that Renata was there and then hooked her just at the tail end of that Baron, 10 out of 10. Really nicely done. But replay of this fight, Sai ran us through it.
It's just such huge wombo combo here from Hwei and Wukong, and then the Sivir Ricochet just going over, because they actually get a pick on Tom here, and it was just so nuts. Here, this wasn't actually warded. This is just really good game sense from the Blitzcrank player. Wow, I actually thought she was on a ward there. That's my mistake. Credit where credit's due. Good stuff. Getting those kills for your teammates.
Yeah, very nicely done. I mean, if you're going to pick up a Baron, may as well pick up extra gold with it, right?
Yeah, I guess so. If we reevaluate the game, so we have a mid laner that's currently dying. After that happens, we have probably a support that's going to die and a jungle that's going to die. Hey guys, I want to talk about the state of the game. Can you stop throwing, please? Never mind, you're going to get a return kill on the Wukong, though. Breakout is happening. Gets a return kill onto the Blitzcrank. What's going on here? Tom Kench says, hey, no. We don't want none of that. We don't want none of that. Sit down. Zombie comes out, doesn't want to do anything. Kaiser looks like she was having a one-on-one fight with Severe. Do they realize Kaiser's there? Okay, yeah, Tom Kench is going to go check that now. Okay, so going back to the state of the game that I was trying to talk about, we have 2 items in the top laners. We have that Briar has actually taken a gold lead here, which is insane to think about. She does so much damage on the way in and out, but once again, it's just like you need to get the survivability, Briar. We need a GA here. Like, maybe you should have gone GA third, because yeah, you can kill one person. Congratulations, you're an assassin now. But an assassin doesn't do well in competitive play, because you need to do more than just kill one person. This is where we're seeing the beauty of the Wukong, the way, the sort of grouping and AoE CC of them. Can we get the damage graph up? No, hang on, never mind. We'll watch this first. So they kill the Aurora. This is just easy and ridiculous. The Briar ult comes down, and so Wukong actually runs away, but Briar flashes forward, getting the execute, and that was just a disgusting amount of damage. Tom Kench comes out and just fully stacks it on Briar because he's got Dusk and Dawn. And then now he's going to spit him out, kill them, and then yeah, as we saw, Kaiser was having a one-on-one with Severe. Kaiser did use her ult on Severe previously, so we didn't see what happened, but Kaiser, I'm assuming Kaiser sniped Severe with a W, pressed R, trying to get it tucked in. Okay, back into the main gap. Damage,
Breeze,
away. So Hwei has been the secret carry here. I think maybe his abilities, maybe because once again there's a lot of AoE going on between him and Wukong, we may not be seeing the impact of his ultimate, but this Hwei has been doing a lot. Why don't you take over for me, bro?
Hey man, listen, I mean, it was all incredibly well said, and I agree with each and every point. One thing that does seem to be quite interesting about how the Nameless team are playing is that they do seem to now be. Oh, this was okay.
So yeah, I was right. Kaiser did see it and went for it. Yeah.
She tried to snipe her out, but I love that Damon didn't even react. Just carried on running. He's like, you know what? I don't want no smoke with you, bro. It's all good. I'm gonna leave. But yeah, I think where Nameless are starting to fall apart is the fact that trying to go in one by one, you know, and against a team like what deck of cards are playing, you know, you've got a Tahm Kench, you've got a Wukong, you've got a Blitzcrank. You do not want to be going in one by one against such a team. You know, they're able to displace you easily. They can eat a lot of what you throw at them. You're just gonna have a bad time, you know. And then, as you said, you know, with the Hui, has a lot of AOE at his disposal. You know, Damon, of course, running the Civet with the ricochets, with the boomerangs. It's just AOE high damage galore. You can't let them get away with that.
One thing to point out is that Wukong has Guardian Angel, and Hui and Kaiser both have Zhonya's. So this Briar has been killing Wukong a lot. That's going to be nullified by GA. So this Briar really needs to get a kill onto the back line. And once again, she's not going Guardian Angel, as a serrated Dirk does not go into it. Briar, you may have a lot of damage, but it's the team fights that we need here. I think once again we need something similar where maybe it's a Gragas pick. It's probably most likely going to be a jungle fight. That if this game was to turn in their favor, Nameless would need a jungle fight, preferably most likely around an objective like Dragon or Baron. Meanwhile, deck of cards, I mean, they could just out map rotate and just try and get hooks with Blitzcrank. Severe can press R and just yeet that Wukong right in there. Aurora is on a split push. Aurora does have TP. Tahm Kench is going back to deal with it for some reason. Which,
you know what? I don't hate the fact that Aurora is split pushing and forcing people away. I think that's fair, you know, just to mitigate the output of, you know, what they're able to do in a team fight. Tahm Kench moving away is a big deal because that means that their main tank is not there, so you know you could maybe focus on priority targets a little bit more. But
they're trying to rush down Baron. This isn't good.
Yeah, and
is Tom gonna get picked here?
With this. Oh my goodness! Yeah,
Tom's gonna press W.
Team is closing in. Tahm Kench lands another Q. Yeah, Renata's gonna be the sacrificial lamb. Oh dear. But hold on a second. Briar as well. That's a priority target. You do not want to let that smite run away. But hold on a second. Gragas is going to eat that as well. As Hakuryu does pick up the kill. But Pathos is going to jump in. Down goes Pathos. Briar is no longer in the game. Is now, yeah, that's the smite down for Nameless. Double kill coming out for Damon. Now,
this is game.
Yeah.
Look at Tom. This is game.
Oh, there you go. Clean ace. Tahm Kench already on the inhibitor. Why bother opening all of them? You could just run with one. Look how many super minions they have on that wave as well. That's 2 super minions. Yeah, this is a wrap. Deck of cards. Bit of a shaky start. I'll be honest. Actually, no, it was a bit of a strong start actually from them.
Yeah, it was.
Nameless had a moment during the mid game where they were looking like they were, you know, starting to claw it back a little bit, but yeah. As they slowly started to fall apart and kind of lost the composure, deck of cards ran away with it. I guess you could say the cards were not in their favor.
That was, you know, I can't even remember who I voted for this game, and I don't even care. That was a beautiful series to watch. I actually really love it. No, I think it's sometimes it's so hard to watch competitive play, watch 5v5, because sometimes, you know, you're not committed and stuff. Like pro is really boring to me, in my opinion. But doing these sort of small tourneys where it's a smaller scene and, you know, we get to know each other a bit more and we get to get a bit more familiar with the players, this was a really exciting series. I think once again, I think I did win. Yeah, I think I was correct in that the deck of cards had the better comp. No, sorry, it wasn't deck of cards had the better comp. I thought deck of cards, their team was going to be a lot more consistent because the Kaiser didn't do well in the first 2 games, but then Kaiser really turned it on the 3rd game. And then once again, what we saw from this lethality, when we saw the lethality Vi and how that was constantly getting out of position and playing as if it was normal, we saw the exact same thing with this Briar, where this Briar, like, don't let the gold lead and damage fool you. Like, when you have when you're a lethality one-shot champion, so this could be Briar, Vi, Jarvan, Pantheon, Talon, Zed. If you only go 1-for-1, that's not good enough. You can't just go 1-for-1. And a lethality champion into squishies, like, it's one of those ones normally you want to get multiple rotations off. This is where the Guardian Angel really would have came in clutch in both the Briar and the Vi game. That being said, though, each player played really well. Overall, you know, you're going to 3 games. You know, it's a very test of tenacity, mental tenacity. And so even you know, Nameless, unfortunately you did lose the series, but I'd say hold your head up high, man. It was a good series.
What? What was that? Is this interview?
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna quickly pee before this interview starts.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with Sai. Yeah, despite the fact that, you know, you guys lost. I'm talking to Nameless here. Despite the fact that you guys lost, definitely a good performance. You know, taking it to a game 3 was close as well across the series. So, you know, just minor adjustments need to be made. It's all good. Just, you know, learn what you can, study. Get together with your team, you know, come up with some new strats, and, you know, look over the ones that you currently have, and yeah, just make sure everything's crispy clean for the next round. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm back.
Welcome back, Say. Glad you're here.
Oh. So, bring me up to speed. Who are we interviewing?
I mean, you.
Damon.
Man like Damon.
Hello.
Hold on, I'm vibing to what Wilder just redeemed in the chat. Shout outs to you, by the way. Damon, how's it going, man?
Yeah, feeling good. Feeling totally good. Interesting game 1. But the series was overall really, really great from both teams. Was real fun to play the series. Like for me, in our group, for my personal favor, this was our hardest enemy, and I'm totally happy with the performance that we had today.
So sorry, just to confirm, Damon, you were was you the mid lane for?
I was ADC.
You was ADC. So this was the Severe, Trick, and Mel, yeah?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Fantastic. So, talking about those games, once again, that Mel game, you had a really strong performance. That must have been really frustrating, being so far ahead and like not being able to like convert it into a lead. What was it like? Because you guys lost the first game, and we've seen historically in the mini LCS here that losing the first game often leads to a 2-0 sweep. What was it like losing the first game and then completely flipping it on the second one? What was the voice comms like? What was the sort of communication there? Talk to me through.
It's yeah, we was a little bit mental hurt, especially me. Like you said, the performance in game 1, even if it's an APC, and I really hate myself just to say sorry that I played that. It was a little bit mental disadvantage that we had in this pause, but with some rituals after the games that I do, especially like really touching grass. It's funny to say it like this. I get my mental a little bit calmer in these situations, and then we had like one good speech just to get us back into SD group that we was in game 2 and in game 3, and to get into the mindset of we can still win that, we can still turn around the series, and then we got more vocal. KD woke up finally. I'm not flaming him. He really goated for the series. Not gonna lie, I could hate him for game 1, but that he knows that already. But we got more vocal. We talked more about the draft. We talked about more about the game, about bot lane, about how we want to play the fights, about shot calling, and I think that speech in before game 2 was like a seed that got planted.
Okay, and oh god, so many questions.
Ask them all. Ask them all. Maybe
I'm trying to think of
ask them all.
I'm trying to think of the order. Like, what was it? I'm just out of pure curiosity. Oh, I'm not sure if you heard the commentary, but we were talking constantly about how the top laners were just perma banging. What was the comms like in that regard? Like, was he quiet? Was he locked in? Was he flexing? Was he flaming? What was going on up there?
He was totally locked in. We was more the person that hyped Kama up, that he played really good in these situations, and it's still funny to me because as we searched the top laner for our roster, we wanted a weak side warrior. We wanted someone on top lane that's just playing tanks and just farm. And KD came up with the idea, this person it's good. We need that weak side warrior. Yeah, we saw how weak side warrior that is, just winging solo his lanes, and that he still is calm, not like hyping too much up about it. It's great. It's totally great.
And then, what was it like? Because I think I mentioned that the win con should be you guys in the bot lane, and in the first game that should have been the case. In the second game we saw that Sejuani was pathing top quite frequently, and then in the third game Wukong was just all over the place, just completely blowing it up. What was it like when you're talking about the game plans going through every game? Was it just like, okay guys, game 1 we're gonna feel it out, game 2 we're gonna hard side top, game 3 woo, if you can do it you can do it?
Let me say it like this. Like I said before, we wanted our weak side warrior. We don't have our weak side warrior. We have a machine on top lane, and that's made our game plan for game 3 a little bit more like that. We can play a little bit more free up. Like Wukong can be on all of the kind of map. So that was like the win of that Kama is played insane this series.
Fantastic. What was it like with game 3? Because game 3 was really bloody really quickly. So what's it like when it's just, because obviously as spectators we can see the goal difference, right? You guys can't, right? You guys see KDA. You guys, you might not even pay attention to the CS score or who gets bounties or who gets plates. What's it like when the game's going so back and forth? You're in that third game, and like, what's the comms like? Is it dead quiet? Are people losing their shit?
We were still talking. We were still like informing what we want to do and all this stuff, and we were still like trying to hype ourselves up that this is not lost, because we scale as well really good with that Sivir on 4 items that we hit it as well in the last team fight, but as well that Dopey got fed in this game 3 and did a lot of damage in these group fights to change especially team fights, and that was like a thing. Even after the first team fight, it was where Dopey hit the insane combi and blow 2 people up to make the trade worth for us. I think that was the moment where we tried to hype ourselves up, that we have the chance to still play it if we just like keep it up. If we're not going like oh no, there's a Fat Kaiser now that can free hit now. Oh, there is a Lethality Briar that could jump into someone's faces. That our comms was like more like, yeah, we can just fight it, just go front to back, play these fights, especially good around Dopey. Let Sivir free hit, but if Sivir dies, then it is whatever, because we got Dopey.
Last question I have before I pass it over to my colleague here. In the first game, you guys drafted Sion, Jin Zhao, Annie, Mel, Karma. Now, respectfully, that's a Why is there so much AP, boss? Like, what was you guys thinking? What was the cook there?
I think it was a little bit of my mistake there for the draft, because we said that we wanted to try to go with a flex pick and do that. Mel is, or APCs in bot lane are really strong right now. Sadly, we can look for that Mel angle to potential hold some other picks away. But as it comes down to the moment where we needed to open that flex to say if she goes mid or an ADC, we was more like a little bit scared about that Victor pick, and was not thinking about how can we good counter with the AD pick, or do we set that Mel into that bad matchup into Victor and just put an ADC on bot lane. So we slammed Annie, and then the draft was done. We was fine with that until the game 100% issue, but yeah.
All right, fantastic. Jens, any questions, my good man?
I mean, after your your entire questionnaire of questions for Damon, I think I've run out of options of what to ask. I've only got one question for you, Damon. You said that this was the scariest team for you guys to face, and now that you've conquered the scariest team, how do you feel going up against everybody else in the bracket?
I think we're still, maybe we're now for the next 2 days we will be a little bit hyped for the next opponents, but I don't see that like an historic victory. I think the historic victory will be when we do it out of groups first, and then we will see how it's going on in the knockout stage. So yeah, the hardest enemy are down, but there are plenty to come for us now in the next weeks, and we want to face them all with the same respect that we had now with these enemies, and not like going, but they don't have a master jungler. Yeah, that could be real, could be easier. We just want them to face with the same respect that we have now for our enemies.
Well said. I respect that. And last question for you, staying on the same kind of topic. Looking at all the other groups that we've got in the grand ether, is there a team that you want to face if you were to get out of groups?
Oh yes. I can respectfully say there was a scrim that only was 2 games, and I hope these my 2 lovely friends are here. Shout out on Jack and Gert. We played a scrim, only 2 games because it got a pretty bit late. But it was the first time that me and Gert hitting in the Rift, and that was my dream matchup for ADC all the time. And I think he's a little bit scared now of Twitch in game 1. But I'm scared of Saya. Maybe that's why we banned Saya as well today, because I've got a little bit PTSD from that Saya pick that he made. But I would totally like to face them in the knockout stage, going best of 5, going for real toe-to-toe into game 5s and see what we can do and draft around everything.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll be able to see that matchup, in the near future. But until then, for now, congrats on your win today. You guys definitely deserve to go celebrate and get ready for the next one. But yeah, well done. Keep it up, and looking forward to seeing what you guys do in the next games.
Thanks for the cast, and for everyone else in the chat. Have a nice Sunday evening as well.
Good stuff.
Thank you very much. Take it easy, man. Well, there you have it. He's definitely seeming ready to fight on the next competition that's coming up later on in the bracket. But for now, they still need to get out of groups in order to to even consider or to even have the privilege of thinking about that. Sai, any final words after this series?
1 second, I think I'm getting something in my ear about some information. What's up, Darkblood?
Oh, we need to decide MVPs. Oh boy.
Oh god, MVPs. That is a really good question. Jesus.
I'm gonna say Kavi. First off the top of my head, the jungler.
I'm looking. So first game would be Mel, which was Damon.
Yep.
Second game, I'm trying to think. So second game was the one they won. I'm trying to think because it was a really. I felt like in the second game, they just did well. Like it was just a good team coordinated effort. So
Okay.
I feel like in game 2, I don't even know who to choose. Game 3.
So we'll come back to game 2. Game 3, I'm gonna throw it your way because it's the only one that I actually sat down and watched properly. I'm gonna say jungle. Damon is arguing top. Tom Kench, Karma on the Kench actually did extremely well as well. That is very true. So if you had to choose between the Wukong and the Tom Kench game 3,
See, oh my god, all these players did really well. It's so difficult. I'm actually struggling to pick, which normally I actually normally have like an answer for this, but game 3, I kind of want to give it to the Hwei because he was such like a secret assassin. Like he did so much in the last game, and I feel bad that we didn't even call it out. He did so much good damage. But if you're making me pick between Wukong and Tom, I think I have to give it to Tom because in all 3 series, I think he was him. So yeah, I'm giving it to Karma.
all right, Karma picking up 1 MVP, and Sai, I'm going to rely on you for the final name. Who's getting the final MVP? So we've given it to Damon following his performance on Mel, Karma for his performance on Tom, on the Kench, and finally, who gets your third MVP vote?
I think it would have to be the mid laner because his Ziggs in the second game. Because he was, no offense, he was shitting on that Ari. So because his Ziggs Hwei was nuts. His Annie was a bit boosted. I'm not gonna lie. Because he kept walking into the Victor ult, but his Ziggs and Hwei was good. So it's gonna be ADC mid and top. I'm gonna give it to.
There you go. There you have it. So Karma, Chameleon, Dopey Main, and Damon will be picking up the MVPs on the Mace deck of cards. Why is your team name so long, guys? Real talk. This is me talking
Drop
to
the
you
Mace.
guys.
Drop
Why
the Mace,
is your
man.
team name so long? Just the deck of cards. Come on, Mace. Just call it Mace. What is there lore behind this? Is it an inside joke that I don't understand? Why? When you gotta make it so hard for us, man? Is the Mace an abbreviation? Is there more? Is there more words? Is it like magic attack? Anyway, I'm waffling. Sorry, Aaron. I have a child that I need to put to bed. Sai, any final words from you?
Just shout out to both teams. Thanks for putting on a good show. That was a real joy to cast. That was really fun. I love that. That was really back and forth. That was really awesome.
It was, it was a lot of fun being able to. Is he drinking out of a jug? It's a beer glass, but because it's 500 mils, I use it for water. So I drink 500 mils of water, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, it's empty. I need more water. I digress. Forgive me. I agree with you, Sai. It was, again, I only watched the third game properly. I caught the tail end of game 2, but it was a lot of fun to be able to jump on the mic again, commentate a game. And of course, commentating with you, Sai, was, it's always a pleasure, always a lot of fun.
Always fun.
Hell yeah. When's the next official stream? Wednesday? Aaron?
I was going to chime in about that. So next official stream should be Wednesday, but it won't be me because on Wednesday, if you've been keeping up on world events, it is England versus Argentina in the semi-finals. So I'm going to be watching that instead of doing MiniLCS because I like football.
That's very, very valid. What time is that match taking place? Is it 8 o'clock? 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to say those words. All right. I don't want to jinx it. I saw what you said. Oh, official. I ain't saying it. Not yet. Oh yeah, but yeah. So the next official stream, one of these will be on the Friday, if there's any games happening. Otherwise, Wednesday, just keep an eye out. Maybe Day Zero will stream, maybe someone else will stream. Any games that are going on then.
I have an Italian colleague at work, and he often asks me, do I think it's coming home? And I tell him, why do you keep asking me this? I don't follow football. I don't keep up with it. And he's like, just give me an answer, yes or no. Is it coming home? And I'm like, sure, yeah. And he says, I really hope that they come home safely. I hope they're coming home.
I've got one. I was at work, and this customer who's like always socially awkward, he came up to me, and he's like, "Oh mate, are you watching the footy?" I'm like, "Nah, mate." And he goes, he looks so disappointed. Bearing in mind, it's like a 60-year-old man. It looked like I just told him Christmas wasn't real, and he was like, "Oh, why is that?" I was like, "Oh, I'm more of a video gamer." And he goes, "Oh, that's a bit weird." And I looked at his hairline, and I was like, okay, so I can't say what I want to say because I'm being paid. But yeah, I just agreed with him and went about my day.
You just got to hold that, man. You're just weird for not liking football. But you know what? It's an event that only takes place, once every 4 years. Whenever I do get, I don't want to say forced, but I end up watching a game somehow. It's usually a lot of fun because it's about countries as opposed to clubs and whatnot. So for those of you that are going to be tuning into the England match, I hope you enjoy it. We'll find a way to make a stream happen if we can. Because Aaron is obviously gonna help to make sure that it is coming home, or maybe he's gonna help them come home. Who knows? But until the next stream, it's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you for tuning in, supporting the MiniLCS as always. I don't know how to do outros, man. Just
I got you. Don't worry. Beautiful people, thank you for showing up. This is the MiniLCS. He's been Yuns, I've been Sai, he's been Dark Lord. Everyone, have a beautiful night. Take care.